never gonna kneel. Ready for the wind up. I'm about to feel what it's like to be young. I'm ready, so let's go. What it's like to be young. Go hard and get ready to go
It is game night in Winnipeg. The Toronto Maple Leafs, fresh off a shootout loss in Minnesota, they leak to keep things rolling. 15-2-1 in their last 18. The Winnipeg Jets coming off a big 8-4 win Friday, and it is a huge evening for Blake Wheeler, celebrating game number 1,000. Yes, the fans are definitely wild about Wheeler. As we say hello and welcome inside the studio for the Leafs and Jets on TSN alongside Darren Dreger and Dave Poulin. I am Lindsay Hamilton, and you cannot win them all, but for the Leafs, you can at least try and pick up 1 point, which is exactly what they did last night, rallying from a 3-goal deficit. As we welcome in Jeff O'Neill, who joins us remotely this evening, and I also want to touch upon the retirement of Brian Williams quickly right now. Recently announced his retirement, and we know what an impact he's had on Canadian broadcasting and to TSN as a whole. But Jeff, turning back to the Leafs, we know it's a tough stretch for them right now. They're playing their second game in 2 nights. What do you expect to see from them this evening?
Well, Lindsay, I think the Maple Leafs, they want things to be different in the spring, and they can't change that right now, but they can do things differently during the regular season to help that process in the spring while the playoffs are on. Last night's a great example. In the past, down 3-0 against a quality team, hostile environment in Minnesota. Maybe they lose that game 5-1, they kind of mail it in, and the result is different. But that didn't happen last night. And now there's another challenge tonight, back-to-back. It's a tough situation. They got in late last night against a quality Winnipeg team, feeding off of Blake Wheeler's energy, his 1,000th game. Now they can really prove to each other that a back-to-back situation, another tough environment in Winnipeg, they got to go out and try to get 2 points to prove to each other that through adversity, they can come up and do the job.
Dave, when you look at this all-Canadian clash, 2 names stick out to you. That would be Mark Scheifele and Austin Matthews. We know Matthews has kept his goal streak going. Mark Scheifele coming off of that hat trick on Friday. What do you expect to see from them this evening? Well,
that is a personal matchup as well. You've got Pierre-Luc Dubois and John Tavares 1 note down going head-to-head. But Scheifele and Wheeler, I mean, they know what each other has. They respect each other's games, but they'll both be going at each other tonight. You know that. Now, Scheifele is coming off a very, very slow start. Missed games early with the suspension. You know, he had a real slow start. And Matthews, on a relative basis, had a slow start as well. Both are really heating up. This will be fun to watch them head-to-head.
Absolutely. Now, we saw the sign, wild for Wheeler Dregs. When you think about Blake Wheeler and all that he's accomplished in his career, what does game number 1,000 mean to you?
Well, in the moment, it means a lot to Blake Wheeler. Obviously, you know, there's so much that's gone into the first 999 games of his career, but he'll be glad to enjoy the moment and then get by it, because he is not an individual player in any way, shape, or form. You know, he's always been singled out for his work ethic, for his compete level, for his physicality, playmaking, leadership. I mentioned earlier about the durability, and that can't be overlooked. He had 999 games. This guy has only missed 18 NHL games, so he's always had that completeness about him. Any type of game you want to play, Blake Wheeler is able to play it.
You know, it's interesting, too. He made a comment that the Jets were the first team that let him be himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy for a player to say, but he's got to be ready to be himself, and it's almost he's emerging as a player, and the team is ready for what he does. And you think of a player like Michael Bunting in Toronto, where a 26-year-old gets to a perfect situation, and is he thinking, well, they're letting me be me? So I give Blake Wheeler a lot of credit for recognizing that, but it's really a merging of the team's needs and the player's understanding of what he is that makes it work and makes what he says so valid.
Yeah, and look, he's focused now in doing what he does best, and that's leading the Winnipeg Jets. And they haven't played that great. I mean, they're out of a playoff spot as we go into this game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, coming off that win against New Jersey. But they're looking at this game tonight against Toronto, and then their next one against Carolina as a true measure of where they're at.
All right, well, a very important game for the Winnipeg Jets this evening and a crucial one for Blake Wheeler, celebrating game number 1,000, his very first NHL game way back on October 9th of 2008. All right, we'll get you to puck drop in just a moment, but first, let's take you to the ceremony in Winnipeg.
To tonight's game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and your Winnipeg Jets. Tonight, we honor a member of your Jets who has reached a significant career milestone. Tonight, we salute our captain, Blake Wheeler, for playing in NHL game number 1,000. For tonight's ceremony, please welcome the general manager of your Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. Also, please welcome Blake's wife, Sam, and their children, Louie, Lenny, and Mace. Would Blake Wheeler please join his family in the corner?
But this is a player that a lot of scouts took a lot of time to go watch. He's 6'5". Blake Wheeler from
Krejci, one touch, bang! Wheeler. Blake Wheeler looking for the hat trick. He's got it. Gets it to Wheeler. Wheeler into the slot to make a reach. Scores!
Shot by Wheeler though in the score.
We announce our purchase of the Atlanta Thrashers.
Number 26, Blake Wheeler. Wheeler breakaway scores! What a shot!
Hey Wheels, I just want to say congratulations, pal. 1,000 games, what an amazing accomplishment.
You're a great player and a great friend.
Your drive and work ethic was something for me and all your teammates to learn from.
Had a huge impact on my career.
I personally think it's the best milestone there is.
This just speaks to the volume of how good of a hockey player you are, how dedicated you are to the game, and how much love you have for it.
Wheels, congratulations, bud. It's a lot of grinding, a lot of congratulations, bud. Well earned. Came a long ways. Love you.
Proud to have called you a teammate, and even more proud to call you a friend.
I've been very lucky to play with you. Have some tap-ins, have some really easy goals. So I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me. And
I got a front row seat to watch you kind of grow and develop into the player and the leader you become today.
Congratulations, Blake, on 1,000 NHL hockey games.
Congratulations, Blake. We're so proud of you, and we love you very much.
Congratulations on 1,000 NHL games. Give me a D. Give me an A. Give me a double D-Y. Go, Daddy, go! Love you, Dad. Hope you have a great day. Love you. Love you. Love you.
You know, we're hockey players for a living. You want to play in a place where you're respected and loved, and that's what makes playing in Winnipeg special, is that bond that I think we have with our fan base.
Wheeler takes the pass, scores!
To help celebrate this historic event, we now ask that Blake join Kevin for a special presentation on behalf of True North Sports and Entertainment. On behalf of the entire organization, we are thrilled to present Blake and his family with a custom-designed art piece to commemorate his journey to 1,000 games. Fans, this past month, the Wheelers held their Ride Inside Wheel with the Wheelers fundraiser in support of Cancer Care's Profile Initiative. To further commemorate tonight's occasion, the Winnipeg Jets are thrilled to be donating $25,000 to the initiative in Blake and Sam's name. Historically, the Silver Stick has been presented as a symbol of greatness for National Hockey League players. And tonight, the Winnipeg Jets Hockey Club is thrilled to present the second Silver Stick in franchise history to Blake Wheeler for reaching game number 1,000. Congratulations, Blake, Sam, Louie, Lenny, and Mace. We now ask Blake to join his teammates at center ice for a full team photo to commemorate Blake's 1,000th game in the National Hockey League. Thank you to our special guest for joining us tonight. And congratulations once again to our captain, Blake Wheeler, for reaching 1,000 National Hockey League games. Starting lineup for your Winnipeg Jets. Starting at center, number 55, Mark Scheifele. On left wing, number 81, Kyle Connor. Starting at right wing, your captain, number 26, Blake Wheeler. On the fence, number 44, Josh Morrissey. And number 88, Nate Schmidt. And starting in goal tonight for your Winnipeg Jets, number 37, Connor Hellebuyck. That's tonight's Winnipeg Jets starting lineup, brought to you by Betway Big Pick. Canada Life Centre is located on Treaty 1 lands, the original territories of the Anishinaabeg, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, Lakota, Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. True North Sports and Entertainment proudly acknowledge our role in the many relationships that make up our home and commit to a spirit of reconciliation for the future. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing if you're able. Kindly remove your hats and welcome back Sarah Baxter for the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Our beer, hockey's beer.
Good evening once again. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro here for the Leafs and the Jets on this Sunday night. And here are tonight's starting goaltenders. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it'll once again be 21-year-old Joseph Woll, his fourth start all on the road. He's been terrific. Stopped 54 the last 55 shots he has faced. And one of his heroes growing up, you want to say that, Connor Hellebuyck, who isn't that much older. He's 28. But Hellebuyck, who has faced more shots in the last 5 years than any other NHL goaltender, makes his 7th consecutive start. Jason Spezza scored twice in that shootout loss to Minnesota last night. The oldest player to score twice in a period for the Leafs since George Armstrong at age 39 did it back in 1970.
What a great season Spezza's had back-to-back off an excellent year last year. It looks tonight as though he'll line up on the right side with Austin Matthews. The 2 goals last night, Sheldon Keefe said helped pull them back into the game. And he'll get a different opportunity tonight.
And there's an icing call right away against the Jets, who had a wild game here on Friday night. They got up 3-0 on New Jersey. Fell behind 4-3, won 8-4. That's more goals than they scored in their previous 6 games combined.
Well, they had to scratch out some offense somewhere, and then the dam broke for them with 8 last night. Just 9 goals in their last 7 games for the Jets, a team that you would think would be more proficient than that.
Off the drawing comes Morgan Riley. Riley shoots him a sharp angle, and Tavares almost tipped that home. A couple of lineup changes for Toronto. Kyle Clifford draws in along with Timothy Liljegren. So Joey Anderson's out, and Travis Dermott. Chipped in now by Kerfoot. Hellebuyck back to play it. Josh Morris, he chips it ahead to Kyle Connor. And now Liljegren swings back as he's being watched by Scheifele. These teams played 10 times last year. Leafs went 6-4 against Winnipeg, 4-1 here against the Jets. In comes Spezza for it. Up there by Pionk. He slides it back to Liljegren. A long shot punched out by Hellebuyck. Jake Muzzin has a shot go off his leg and up and out of play. And tonight's key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
And the guys were talking in the studio about coming in late to the hotel. Well, you check for your energy. The energy just doesn't come to you in the game. You work for it. You build upon it. And for Winnipeg, Paul Maurice has said, we've got lots of C chances. We want to convert them to B and A chances. It's direct. It's traffic. It's pucks to the net. That's the way the Jets want to play.
Austin Matthews out there now for the Leafs, riding a 5-game goal scoring streak. Slides it into Bunting. A backhand shot goes off the skate of Pionk. Matthews 8 goals in 15 career games against Hellebuck. Now the bouncing puck goes to Kopp and racing back with William. Going to knock that away. And he finds Bunting. In with Spezza. Trying to thread that pass ahead to Logan Stanley. Blocked that.
And Matthews on the limp a little bit at the Leaf bench. He got hit with that dump in at the blue line and likely probably caught a nerve as he's reaching down to the outside of his left leg. If you get hit there, you just get a stinger that goes down your leg, and Muzzin's going to clear this puck into the zone. Matthews is just, it's the inside of the left leg. Not much padding there. That one hurts. As Matthews just turning to stay engaged in the play, and he takes the puck off the inside of the leg, still sitting on the Leaf bench.
Leafs still without Mitch Marner, who's missing his second consecutive game after that collision with Muzzin in practice on Friday. Stanley across to Dylan DeMello. Fires that down to the Leafs own wall. Leaves it there for Hall. Vesalainen steps up for the Jets. He bats at it. Picked up by Christian Vesalainen. Spins back as Hall steps into him. Now Camp tied up in the corner. Big sports day here in Winnipeg. Earlier today, the Blue Bombers defeated Saskatchewan, so it'll be a Winnipeg-Hamilton Grey Cup next week. And now some of those fans have made their way here for a pretty good doubleheader in the Manitoba capital. Fired down to the Leaf zone. Icing called against the Jets.
Matthews on the bench trying to get a little looser or get a little blood flow into that area to feel a little better. You look at this run. He's been on 7 goals in a 5-game goal-scoring streak with a couple of assists thrown in there as well. He picked up a power play goal. Beautiful feed from Spezza last night. And once you move from the end of the bench into the middle, you're probably all right.
His 5-game goal-scoring streak is his 4th this calendar year. The last player to have 4 goal-scoring streaks of 5 or more games in a calendar year, Brett Hull, 30 years ago. Nylander to Kerfoot. Back to Brody. He's back to Riley. A shot that's kicked out by Hellebuck. Chopped that at the line, and Brody keeps it alive for Toronto. Brody retreats and finds Kerfoot. Alex Kerfoot head to Tavares. Tavares drops for Nylander. Nylander shoots and trying to find the stick of Kerfoot. That deflected just wide. Evgeny Svechnikov plays it around for DeMello and picked up by Stanley. Stanley gains center ice and fires it around. Svechnikov, the former Detroit Red Wings first-round pick, wired that around. Svechnikov came to Winnipeg's camp on a PTO, a professional tryout, and got a 1-year contract out of it. Bouncing puck goes to Brody. And as the Leafs move it ahead, a slashing call will go against Toronto, and the Jets will get the game's first power play. 3 minutes and 5 seconds in.
Toronto penalty number 24, slash.
Wayne Simmons goes for the slash.
Jansen Harkin's stick is in 2 pieces in the Winnipeg zone as Simmons lays his stick over top of Harkins, and the thing splits in half. Here's a Leaf chance. When I talk about checking for offense, it's not that you have to make a physical play all the time. The Leafs defense is tight up into the neutral zone. The Jets turn it over, and they're able to get a pretty good chance out of some solid neutral zone defensive play.
Jets power play has been a problem for them this year. It's 3 for its last 38 over the last 13 games.
Just 12 power play goals this year for the Jets.
Off the end board, Pierre-Luc Dubois, wraparound try. Wall comes across and makes the stop on that. The rebound cleared by Muzzin. Back to center ice.
I don't know if Dubois realized he had another step he could have taken there as he tried to wrap that in.
And they come again. Mark Scheifele backhands it back in front, and Kopp knocked that away from Wheeler. The 358th player to play 1,000 games in the NHL. Pionk plays it across to Wheeler. Feeds it back across. Carter in, shoots, and Wall got a piece of that to knock it over the glass and out of play.
2 really good chances on the first 40 seconds of this power play. Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's had a really good start to this season for the Jets. Slowed down a little bit of late, but gets around the net. He's probably got another step that he can go, but Wall spreads out to make the stop. And then Kyle Connor's been moved over to this spot on the power play. For years, it was Patrick Laine. Then it was Mark Scheifele. Sometimes it's Blake Wheeler. It's the first time they've put a left-hander, Connor, over there. They think he can shoot the puck, move downhill to release it. He had a really good chance off the Wheeler pass there.
Here's Connor with it. Fed back at the point to Wheeler. Wheeler, a centering pass, backhand shot. Dubois scores. Pierre-Luc Dubois on the power play gives the Jets a 1-0 lead.
just a moment ago about Pierre-Luc Dubois. Excellent start. That's his 12th goal of the year, his 200th point in the NHL. The Jets win this puck battle as Scheifele keeps the puck alive to Connor, but eventually Scheifele goes across the seam to a wide-open Blake Wheeler in game 1,000. Wheeler's on the board. A beautiful pass to Dubois, who's coming left to right. His momentum takes him around Joseph Woll, who's going to the pass. Dubois deposits the backhand, and the Jets are on the board 1-0.
Dubois wears number 80, switched that number in honor of his former teammate in Columbus, Mattis Kiplinix, the goaltender who died tragically in an accident prior to the start of the season. A man who was traded for Patrick Laine gets the goal. In comes Spezza now. With a step on Brendan Dillon, Spezza holds, feeds across to Sandin. He shoots, and that's blocked by Ehlers. Ehlers to the line, but not out. Now picked up by Kopp. In with Paul Stastny. Kopp. Rink wide pass for Ehlers, moves in. Wall is down, they feed it back. Kopp with a chance, hit a leg in front. Dillon steps up. Wheeler and Scheifele draw the assists on the goal as Josh Morrissey unloads, and Wall makes the stop on him.
Been a real struggle for the Jets. Just 9 goals in their previous 7 games. They get 8 the other night against New Jersey, and now they're on the board here early. Scheifele to Wheeler, goes across the zone, so now the Leafs have to react all the way across the zone, but they can't get there quick enough. Brody can't get across following Dubois, who uses that length. Nice hands to hold the puck and beat Joseph Woll.
Back at the point is Morrissey, feeds it across. That's cued wide by Nate Schmidt. Vesalainen back after it, but tied up there by Muzzin.
Going to be another Leaf penalty.
And a chance in front for Lowry. Wall is down, looking for it. The puck is under him. And the Jets are going back to the power play. It'll be Jake Muzzin who goes off. 5 minutes and 1 second in.
Toronto number 8, minor penalty holding.
Reed Anderson with the call.
Leafs just a half a step slow here in the first couple of minutes. The puck comes off the wall, and Muzzin's called for holding. Lowry all alone in front of the net. Joseph Woll has to make the stop, and the Jets 1 for 1 on that early power play. Will get a chance again. Here's the hold. That left hand gets around the shoulder of Vesalainen.
And Pionk with a long wrist shot. That's stopped by Woll. Neil Pionk came over from the Rangers in the Jake Trouba deal. A lot of people here weren't a big fan of that deal, weren't familiar with Pionk, but he's been a terrific addition to the Jets.
Man, as he blossomed here, and you're right, a lot of times an evaluation will happen of a trade, and the fact is a lot of people don't know who the other guy is coming to your town. Neil Pionk has been a terrific player for the Jets.
Williams threw that to the middle of the ice, knocked down by Wheeler. Now Scheifele back to pick it up. Dubois now the Jets leader with 5 power play goals on the year. Connor feeds it across to Wheeler. Blake Wheeler centering pass blocked by Kerfoot. Dubois comes back after it, and Kasha back with it. Dubois came over in that Laine trade last year. Of course, had to quarantine right away, so he spent 2 weeks in a hotel room by himself. Got off to a slow start last year. Was a real tough one for him.
Yeah, well, after he came back, he got hurt right away as well, and just miserable. He's by himself, didn't know anybody, quarantines, comes back, plays a couple games, then he's hurt again. He's never caught the moving bus.
Connor throws that rink wide. Bouncing puck goes to Kerfoot. Flies it off the glass. Wheeler knocked it down. Now picked free by Brody and fed ahead to Hall. In comes Hall along with Engvall. And Hall plays it back into the Jet zone.
Really good start to the penalty kill for the Leafs, and you can gain some momentum if you just flatten out the Jets on this power play and get your feet underneath you a little bit here.
In comes Kopp, plays it across the Wheeler, streaking in, shoots it. Wheeler's better with a shot there. The Wall gloves it, hangs on with 29 seconds to go in the Winnipeg power play.
Very comfortably, Joseph Woll with the stop. Has been really impressed in his 3 games in a period here how calm he's appeared in the net. That's a good shooter in Nick Ehlers, who had a couple of goals the other night, and he just snatches that out of the air like it's nothing. Really good save for him.
Wall is yet to play a home game for Toronto. As Schmidt plays it down, Ehlers centers it. And now Stastny lost it, and Riley sends it down.
That's a good play by Liljegren, too, on the penalty kill as he jumped the puck in the corner. No room for Stastny to go with it, and they get a clear.
Schmidt up ahead for Kopp. Now Kopp drops it back. Pass across from Stastny's knocked away and sent back down the ice. Under 13 to go in the opening period. Leafs 7-game road winning streak came to an end last night, but it's still an 8-game point streak away from home. Vesalainen plays it back across. 3 shots on that power play for Winnipeg, and Harkin's now turned away by Wall. Vesalainen feeds it back to Pionk. Pionk across to Dillon. That pass finds Lowry. The backhand shot deflects wide. Adam Lowry centers. Vesalainen moves it and shoots. And Wall gets a shoulder on that. Scooped up by Hall. And Hall threads that pass into Matthews. That's knocked away. 2 early penalty kills have disrupted the Leafs' line flow here. There's that wrong shooting, glove down by Wall. Engvall with Simmons and Clifford. Engvall streaks in on DeMello, long shot. Hellebuyck turns that away. Simmons drops it back to Riley. Riley shoots. That's blocked by Wheeler. And now Brody plays it back in the corner. Engvall digs for it to Clifford. Clifford back around to Simmons. He gets bumped by Scheifele, throws it to the line, but not out. Knocked down by Riley. Looking for the carom, doesn't come. Brody chips that back to Engvall. Engvall back to Simmons. That goes off the skate of DeMello, and the puck deflects back to center ice. Engvall being harassed there by Connor. Swings it back across to Riley. Morgan Riley, 3 assists last night in that game against Minnesota.
What a game that was. That did not look like December hockey.
Another 3-goal deficit erased in that game last night, as that's gloved by Hellebuyck, and he hangs on. 11:10 to go here in the opening period. Pierre-Luc Dubois has a power play goal to take the Jets to a 1-0 lead on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN.
My old Atlanta Thrashers teammate Damian Rhodes. He didn't get much help in Atlanta. You go all the way down to Frank McCool and Yuri Sira and Mike Palmateer.
Well, he's trying to join Charlie Lindgren as the only goalies in history to win their first 4 starts all on the road.
You know, you're a young kid, you get a boy, and by the way, you get the road games.
And the second half of the back-to-back.
Not that he cares. He's pumped to be in all of them. By the way, Peter Mrazek gave up 4 goals on 26 shots today in a 5-1 loss to Laval as he continues his rehab.
Bunting chips that down to the Jet zone. Hellebuyck out to play it. Banks it across to Josh Morrissey. Lead pass to Dubois. That's picked off by Muzzin. In comes Muzzin. Has a look and shoots. It was off the leg of Schmidt. Now picked up by Dubois. Rink wide, he goes to Ehlers. And Hall back for it. Spins away from Ehlers and finds Spezza. Snaps that pass rink wide out of the reach of Matthews. Spezza playing right wing with Matthews and Bunting tonight. And here's Morrissey with it. Being shadowed there by Nylander. Brendan Dillon came from Washington in the offseason. Moves that ahead to Wheeler. And Wheeler stick handing to the Leafs zone. Drops it off to Scheifele. Scheifele back across to Wheeler. That pass picked off and chipped ahead by Hall to Nylander. Drops it back. In comes Tavares. On Dillon, John Tavares. Centers it. Kerfoot just missed that. Scheifele back the other way. And Scheifele drops it off to Wheeler. The 5th overall pick in the 04 draft has been picked up by Nylander. For Tavares. It is Tavares. Backhand shot stopped by Hellebuyck. Rebound. Tavares reaching for it. And Hellebuyck saves that. Connor Hellebuyck reaches out and just takes it away from John Tavares to keep it a 1-0 game with 9:44 to go in the first.
Welcome to Bet90.
Again, moments ago, it starts again with checking in the neutral zone. Nylander steals the puck from Wheeler and he sets Tavares in the clear. Hellebuyck makes an unbelievable stop as he holds his balance. He pushes on his right, then his left, side to side, to make the stop to stay in front of Tavares and get the left pad on the backhand attempt.
Hellebuyck, the Vezina Trophy winner in 2020, is the NHL's top goaltender. A runaway choice of NHL GMs. Riley Throws that pass ahead for Matthews. Nicely waved off as Morrissey. Spreads it up for Lowry. He finds Stastny. In comes Paul Stastny. Shoots from a sharp angle. Wall the save. Rebound skipped away from Vesalainen. And now Lowry back on it. Stastny reaches back, shoots again, and Wall turns that away. Lowry steps into Brody. Stastny plays it back in. This heavy line for the Jets goes to work. Schmidt holds the line for Winnipeg. Plays it down to Stastny. He wants off. And the puck gathered up by Brody. Riley hangs it off the glass. Now picked up by Clifford. Clifford centers it, and racing back was Ehlers to knock that away. Ehlers, who could flat out fly, hustled back to break up that rush by the Leafs. DeMello plays it back around and scooped up by Sandin. Asmus Sandin banks after Simmons. Up ahead for Engvall. He's got Clifford with him. Engvall swings it around. Clifford had the pass taken away by Hellebuck. Stanley throws it through the middle of the ice, picked up by Kopp. And he finds Dubois. In comes Pierre-Luc Dubois. Feeds it back across. The pass is blocked by Sandin. Dubois goes back for Dillon, and the pass misfired. Beyond back for it. 8 to go here in the opening period. Leaves home Tuesday to Columbus, then Thursday to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And that pass misfires, and icing called against the Jets.
Jets get another couple of chances. Joseph Woll's been terrific, only beaten on the power play. As the shot from the wing by Stastny comes to the front of the net. Excellent work by TJ Brody to tie up Vesalainen. He doesn't take the penalty, but he's got his stick on Vesalainen's stick, and the rebound bounces away. That's really good work without taking the penalty.
Off the draw. Here's Harkins back for Winnipeg through the middle of the ice. And that pass bounced away from Svechnikov, scooped up by Kerfoot. Williams ahead for Tavares. Dominic Toninato plays it back down to the Leaf zone, and Muzzin back to pick it up. Backhands that through the middle of the ice, knocked down by Pionk. Nylander almost off to the races there. In comes Tavares. And the Leaf fans here making their presence felt.
There's more than a few of them on the way over to the rink.
Tavares throws it ahead for Bunting. In comes Bunting. Shoots from a sharp angle. Hellebuck steers that away. Scooped up now by Scheifele. Scheifele up for Wheeler. Plays that ahead out of the reach of Connor as Brody knocked it away. And Spezza chips it there to Bunting. Crisscrossing with Matthews. Bunting drops. Matthews rink wide pass for Riley. In shoots. Hellebuck the save. And there's no rebound.
Riley jumps into the rush to create another option, and Hellebuck's able to vacuum up that wrister, but the Matthews pass is excellent in its delivery as the Jets are in good position as Vesalainen's between Matthews and Riley, but Matthews is able to snap that over top of his stick right on the tape, and a good scoring chance for Morgan Riley.
Matthews wins the draw back to Bunting for Hall. Swings it back to Sandin. Off the end boards it goes to Spezza, who chips that towards the goal. And Hellebuck turns it away.
And after a long stretch of not getting on the board, Spezza scored 3 goals in his last couple of games. Last night, the power play goal he scored was that, that excellent shot he has, but he made a smart move on his assist. The puck movement was so quick, and it opened up the pass to Matthews.
Hall swings it back around. Bunting was dumped in front by Brendan Dillon. And now Pionk back on it for Lowry. Spezza, one of the best bargains in the NHL in terms of goals per dollar spent.
Gord, I just can't believe the way he skates now compared to his last year in Dallas. It's like somehow as he's gotten older, he's gotten more efficient with his stride. He gets around the ice better.
Hellebuck's lost that in his feet. Richie almost picked that out. In comes Kopp on Liljegren. And Liljegren separates him from the puck as Kemp picks it up. He's taken down by Dubois, and Dubois is going to get a penalty for that as he takes down Kemp. And so the Leafs will get their first power play with 5:48 to go in the first period. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey returns to Winnipeg in a moment.
Connor Hellebuyck has this puck between his feet. He knows it's there. He can't find it. And I'd like to know what his heart rate was doing right about now, where he's like, oh boy, I got to get back in the net here. And here's the penalty on Dubois as he pulls the feed out from David Kampf in the Leaf power play that's ranked 7th in the league. Got a couple last night. We'll jump onto the power play here and try and even the game up.
Matthews leads the way with 5. That pass skipped away from Riley, and a chance now for Kopp short-handed. And Morgan Riley with the emergency swing knocked that away. Riley drops it back to Spezza. Up for Austin Matthews, back across for Tavares. Banks it back to Riley, and the Leafs are set up. Now Spezza with it. Spezza to Riley. Matthews circling on the left side. Spezza winds and shoots. That was blocked by Lowry. Stanley banks it off the glass and moved up by Lowry and back down the ice. Adam Lowry, the son of Dave Lowry, a Jets assistant coach who spent 19 years in the NHL doing a lot of this, killing penalties.
Not sure why it seems so odd to see the Jets ranked 31st on the penalty kill. They've given up 20 power play goals. Only Vancouver has given up 29 is worse.
Riley across to Tavares, shoots, and Hellebuyck gets a shoulder on that. Brought back the other way, short-handed by Wheeler with Connor. In comes Blake Wheeler. Holds, Connor in, shoots, Wall makes the stop. And we'll drop that down for Tavares. 50 seconds to go in the Toronto power play. By points, the Jets are not a playoff team. By winning percentage, they are. But right on the bubble. In comes Ritchie on his birthday. Turns 26 today. That pass around for Bunting misfires. Sandin swings it off to Kasha. Andrej Kasha in across the line. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Ritchie in, shoots. Hellebuyck got a piece of that. Engvall back to Bunting. His pass bounces off the stick of Ritchie. Now behind the goal is Engvall. Centers it, quick chance, Bunting scores! Michael Bunting on the power play ties the game at 1.
There's the Leafs exploiting that Jets power play group. It's the second group that's on the board here as the puck goes behind the net to Engvall. He's throwing this puck out to Ritchie on the crease, but it goes all the way through to Michael Bunting, and man, does he deliver that quickly. The one-timer up over the blocker of Connor Hellebuyck. As Hellebuck's playing that pass to the net front, it goes to Bunting, and this game is tied at 1 on a pair of power play goals.
That's Bunting's 10th point in the last 7 games. His 7th goal of the year.
He had a 5-game point streak and quiet last night in Minnesota. Right back at it tonight.
Here they come again. Kemp slides it back across. Clifford with a bouncing puck. Couldn't connect. And Kemp almost cashed on the rebound. Connor back across to Morrissey. 3.5 to go here. That goal came with 4 seconds left in the Toronto power play. And again, penalty killing an Achilles heel for Winnipeg. Scheifele centers it. Poked at by Connor. And Simmons has it back.
Good thing the Jets don't take many penalties because they sure can't kill them. 21 power play goals against and 64 times shorthanded. Just a dreadful percentage. It's hard to believe.
Here's Riley on it. Back around to Tavares. He had the wall sealed by Dillon. Now picked up by Scheifele. Scheifele centers it. Wheeler's with a shot. He ripped that wide. Kopp back with it. Spins back in the corner to Pionk. Pionk back across to Dillon. To Pionk, lots of traffic, shoots, and that got through. Wall kicks it away. Now Dubois fresh off the bench. Pierre-Luc Dubois pulls his way back in front. He was poke checked there by Wall. Clifford can't clear it out. Kept alive by Pionk. Ehlers chips it there for Dubois. Loose behind the goal is Kopp, but Riley takes it away, and Morgan Riley skates it back out. Game center ice and fires that down the Jet zone. Bouncing puck goes to Tavares. Dillon races up and takes that away. Now Nylander knocks it down for Toronto. Here's Dubois back with it. Pierre-Luc Dubois being harassed there by Tavares. And Hall picks up the rolling puck. chips that down. This is Matthews with Kerfoot and Nylander. Stastny on it. To the line and poked out by Vesalainen. Stolen back by Matthews for Nylander, but the play's offside at the Winnipeg line.
Right after Michael Bunting ties the game on the power play off the neutral zone face-off, the Leafs are going to get another chance. This scrum in the middle of the ice, quickly exploited through the middle of the ice as Liljegren finds Simmons, a little touch to Kampf, and Clifford's got that thing bouncing around. He can't get enough on it to beat Hellebuck.
Matthews wins the face-off back to Sandin, and Hall wraps it back around. Schmidt for Morrissey. Scheifele's pass was blocked by Matthews. Matthews keeps it alive and wrists it back in the corner. Bunting, hot in pursuit, plays it back around. Morrissey tied up by Spezza. Now here's Connor with it. Away from Matthews, Kyle Connor. Dances through center ice, works it across the line. Connor pivots back on Sandin. Wheels back in the corner again. And now Matthews steals that away. Bunting chips it by Schmidt. And they collide at center ice, and a penalty is going to be called. They're going to get interference here on the Jets on Schmidt, and the Leafs will get a late power play here in the first period.
Winnipeg number 88, minor penalty interference.
Nate Schmidt and Paul Maurice don't like the call, as they feel it's close enough with the puck being delivered away, but interference called as soon as Schmidt moved to his left. Bunting draws another penalty, and the Leafs, who scored on their first power play, now get their second power play again.
Tavares wins the faceoff back to Spezza. Tavares had another great night in the faceoff circle last night against Minnesota. 75% on draws. Inside a minute to go here in the opening period. Riley picks his way through and drops it off to Matthews. And here comes Austin Matthews with room to roll. Up ahead for Nylander. Drops it off to Spezza. Nylander had that poked away by Stanley. Spezza in for Matthews. Matthews feeds that back for Spezza, but it's picked off by Kopp. And a chance for the Jets short-handed. Kopp with Lowry. Kopp works it and shoots, and Wall kicks that away. Gathered up by Riley. 20 seconds to go here in the period. In comes Matthews to Nylander. William Nylander drops it off to Riley. Back to Matthews. A centering pass goes off the skate of Stastny and back out to center ice. Final seconds now, the first period. Spezza moves that ahead, but it's missed, and icing called against the Maple Leafs.
Well, for a road period, I think the Leafs have to be pretty happy with this. They gave up the power play goal. They got one of their own, and their fine play on the road continues. I would think Sheldon Keefe would be most pleased that they didn't get loose in the defensive zone. They didn't give up a bunch of chances and force their goalie to stand on his head early.
And the Leafs will have 55 seconds of power play time to carry over into the second period.
Well, everybody's got their legs now. The goal by Bunting evens the score after Dubois had scored, and that's a good 20 minutes for Toronto.
Coming up, it'll be our first intermission with Lindsay Hamilton, including the latest installment of The Quiz. You're watching Molson Canadian Leafs hockey from Winnipeg on TSN.
Of the year going down next Sunday in Hamilton. You do not want to miss the 108th Grey Cup as the Tiger Cats and Bombers battle for Canadian football's biggest prize. Plus, the Hamilton-born and bred rock group, the Arkells, taking the stage for the Twisted Tea halftime show. You can catch the action beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on TSN. And I have seen the Arkells in person plenty of time. They put on a fantastic show. You will not want to miss it as we welcome you back inside studio alongside Darren Dreger and Dave Poulin, and Jeff O'Neill joins us remotely. So a big football game in Winnipeg today and a big hockey game. And Jeff, the Jets knew that the Maple Leafs might be tired coming off of that shootout loss to Minnesota last night. Pierre-Luc Dubois taking advantage and sneaking behind the Leafs defense, didn't he?
He sure did, Lindsay, and whatever league of hockey you're talking about, from Pee Wee all the way to the NHL, whether you're 5-on-4, you're 5-on-3, you can't leave a talented player all by himself in front of the net. And you're going to see Brody and Morgan Riley here anticipating, sniffing up high like that. And Dubois gets in behind them and he's all alone. We saw this last week with Austin Matthews left all in front of the net. When Pierre-Luc Dubois is all alone like that, I know the guys want to be aggressive, they want to anticipate, but somebody's got to be in front of the net to challenge him, because a guy like that with that talent in front, he's going to put it in the net.
Well, 2 power play goals. Michael Bunting did not waste time to respond. He is now 3rd in rookie scoring. Dave, what'd you think of that goal from him?
Well, good response by the Leafs late. The second power play once again. It took the 26-year-old 6 years to play his first 26 games. This is his 26th game of this year tonight and his 18th point. And just trails deep in the slot here. Good play by Engvall down low, but watch him come in, head up, good release, and the whole time. That's also, late in the period, his 10th penalty drawn, which is one behind Joel Eriksson Ek from Minnesota. So he's doing the job all the way around. The 26-year-old's having a good night.
I'll say, also having quite the season. Dregs, we know the challenges the Vancouver Canucks have had and major coaching changes on the way.
Yeah. We believe that Bruce Boudreau is going in as head coach of the Vancouver Canucks for this year and an additional year, which would mirror the contract extension that Travis Green agreed to with the Vancouver Canucks back in May. That was a 2-year extension. The Vancouver Canucks have not made anything official tonight, but again, our sources telling us that Boudreau is going in as coach, and there could be more significant changes with the Vancouver Canucks brass as well. Sources suggesting that Jim Benning, as general manager, may be out. We're working on final confirmation for that, but it has been dark days for the Vancouver Canucks pretty much this entire season. But if you look more closely, you know, they've lost 10 of their last 13. They're still parked in the basement of the Pacific Division. They lose to the Pittsburgh Penguins on Saturday. There's a sweater thrown onto the ice. I mean, I suppose there's only so much that the ownership of the Vancouver Canucks, the Aquilinis, can manage and can handle. So we'll start with a coaching change with Boudreau going in and Travis Green being out.
Unhappy fans in Vancouver. Meanwhile, in Winnipeg, the Jets and Leafs knotted up at 1s. The first goal of the game coming from Pierre-Luc Dubois, who joined Sarah Orlesky.
Pierre-Luc, this is game 1000 for Blake Wheeler. He assists on your power play goal. Or when you think of Blake Wheeler as a teammate, what first comes to mind for you?
First, hardworking guy. We talked about it before the game. He's someone that every day, you know, even if we come back from a long road trip, first practice, he's out there. He's working before practice. He's working at the end. He's in the gym. He takes care of himself. You know, for young guys, to be able to see a guy like that, 1,000 games in his career, still put in the hard work just as if it was day one. It's really impressive to see.
Tied up at 1 right now. When you look at this Leafs team, what is it that you need to be aware of?
They have a good team. They have guys that'll leave fast and in their D zone. They're a quick team. They're good on forechecks. They're good at retrieving pucks. They got skill. So for us, it's just about playing, never falling asleep, never you know, forgetting about the guy in the back, or you know, a guy lurking and behind the net or something like that. But you know, I thought we did a good job of that in the first.
Really appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Pierre-Luc.
Thank you.
It is time for Canada's favorite game show. I said it last week, I'll say it again. A pipe dream of mine is to one day host a game show. So hosting the quiz 2 weeks in a row is a good start. Boys, let's start with Olympic chatter. Which of these top candidates would be your choice for Team USA's starting Olympic goalie? Jack Campbell, Connor Hellebuyck, or John Gibson? Jeff, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Connor Hellebuyck, Lindsay. I think there's sometimes in some situations where reputation, you deserve to be awarded a position. And I think for Connor Hellebuyck, he's done that for the USA. He's been that guy for the Winnipeg Jets. He's that big, tall, strong goaltender. And I go a lot on what Jamie McLennan says, too. He loves this guy, the way he competes. He deserves the job.
I will go Jack Campbell because the Olympics is a short tournament and it's all about who is the hottest now. I think these are the 3 goaltenders that will be in competition for this starting role. And I think on December 5th, my answer is Jack Campbell. It may change, But right now, today, it's Jack Campbell.
I believe that it is Connor Hellebuyck for all the reasons that O has properly identified, and I too support the guidance and the analysis of Jamie McLennan. He is proven. Hellebuyck is proven. That's backed up by the Vezina win, so it's hard to beat the experience of Connor Hellebuyck.
Moving right along, who is going to win the Rocket Richard Trophy? Current goal leader Leon Draisaitl, newly minted 750 goal scorer Alex Ovechkin, or Austin Matthews? Dregs?
Leon Draisaitl, this feels like a jinx. We, of course, hope that he does not get injured and stand in the way of doing some really prolific things in terms of goal scoring. 21 in 22 games. You know, is it that far-fetched to talk about the fact that he might score 50 in 50? I don't think it is at this stage. So Leon Draisaitl, as hot as they come.
Oh, who you got?
I'm going to go with Austin Matthews. Bob McKenzie last week revealed a bad secret of mine where I haven't been picking Leaf players to avoid online abuse from other markets. So I'm getting back to my old ways, and I'm going with the Buds and Austin Matthews. I think this guy, when he gets on a tear, he's unstoppable. He proved it last year that he's the best goal scorer in the game. I think he'll do it again this year.
It's Leon Draisaitl for me as well, Lindsay. You know what? The best right now is going to be the best at the end of the year, and he's got a guy named Connor McDavid to help him set up on these goals. I think he'll be fine. Yeah,
that guy might be able to help him. Well, in the wake of ongoing COVID concerns, what is the chance NHLers actually go to the Olympics? 25%, 50%, 75, or 100%? Pooley, what do you got? I'm the eternal optimist, but 75% is the highest I can go here. There's just too many variables or too many variants, if you will. Oh?
I'm going to go with 25%. It seems like I thought when everyone got vaccinated, there wouldn't be that much talk about COVID and protocols and guys missing games. But it seems like you turn on the Twitter machine every day, and there's more and more guys out with COVID.
I'm going with 50%. Last week on radio locally, I said 40%, but that wasn't an option, so I'm not going to back off entirely. I'll stick with the 50-50.
Okay, still some optimism there. Lastly, aside from a perfect primary assist, what has been the most memorable moment of Blake Wheeler's 1,000th game? All the Jets wearing 26 in warm-up, a special edition T-shirt, or a rare sighting of the reclusive Big Buff. Dregs, what'd you like?
Number 26 in warm-up. Who doesn't want a T-shirt like that? I mean, with all due respect to Big Buff, everyone associated with the Winnipeg Jets, happy to be part of this, and he's a very popular player in the community.
Oh, it is Big Buff for sure. We saw Big Buff tonight.
I know.
You know how excited people in Winnipeg are? You know who it has to be for Big Buff to come out of wherever he's been, enjoying life? It's Big Buff.
A rare sighting, and we love it. Jeff, what'd you like?
I'm going to go off the board for this one, Lindsay,
okay.
And the one I'm going to pick is the kids got mini sticks too. I have seen this a bunch throughout my career, and the player always get the stick, but no kid has ever got the mini stick, and I love the class here by the Winnipeg Jets. All the kids got silver stick for Blake Wheeler. I love that about that. They were included. Such a great job by the Winnipeg Jets.
Absolutely. A special ceremony, and you know kids across the country are putting silver mini sticks on their Christmas list. Santa, good luck with that one. That has been the quiz. Coming up after the break, a total of 6 NHL games today. We'll take a trip across the league with your highlights, including Rasmus Kupari getting on the score sheet as the Kings visit the Oilers. Hosting the Kings in the opening period. Rasmus Kupari finishes in tight. That game currently 2-0. Lightning Flyers now. Second frame here. Carter Hart comes out to play the puck. Yikes, that's not good. Makes a mess out of it. Matthew Joseph taking advantage. Tampa with a 7-1 blowout victory. Blackhawks Islanders second period. New York power play. Jean-Gabriel Pageau tipping home his second of the season. That game knotted up at ones. And last, but definitely not least, the Sharks taking on the Blue Jackets late in the third here. Gus Nyquist with a very unselfish play. Columbus takes it 6-4, your final. Well, stick around. Plenty more to come from Winnipeg. The Leafs and Jets knotted up 1 goal apiece thanks to a couple power play goals. You're watching Leafs hockey, Jets hockey on TSN.
Dubois on the power play has his 12th goal of the year, but the Leafs answer back later. Michael Bunting his 7th, and the Leafs will start this second period with the man advantage. Gord Miller back here with Ray Ferraro. Explain the concept of checking yourself into the game.
Well, it was something I was not familiar with, but the coaches talked a lot about it. So you don't have a lot of legs. You come in on a back-to-back night. How do you get the puck? You don't chase it. You get yourself into proper position, so you play a half-ice game. I thought the Leafs did it really well in the first period. They only gave up 8 shots at 5-on-5. They got possession of the puck in the neutral zone. Now you've got short ice to attack. They had a couple of really good chances from this neutral zone attack. Here's a great example. Nylander's in perfect position. He's got support from Kerfoot underneath, and that gets John Tavares into a little breakaway that Hellebuck makes a terrific save. You do it well enough, eventually you get a break. Engvall on the power play finds Bunting. After a Jets power play goal, Bunting tied the game at 1, and now they got about a minute left to try and jump into the lead.
Nate Schmidt in the box for Winnipeg to start this period. We mentioned the Leafs erased a 3-goal deficit last night. Winnipeg blew a 3-goal lead on Friday night. In the last 5 days in the NHL, there have been 7 games where a 3-goal deficit was overcome. In comes Nylander on the Toronto power play. Nylander banks that back for Riley. Morgan Riley with lots of traffic. Slides it across to Matthews to Riley. Works it across to Spezza. Spezza swings it back. Riley shoots. That's blocked by Kopp. And Andrew Kopp sends it back down the ice. Riley with it. 20 seconds to go on the Toronto power play. Matthews back across to Spezza, winding in. His stick lifted by Toninato. And the Jets clear it down as Muzzin swings back. Muzzin jumps it across the line and shoots. That ramps off the stick of Dillon, up and out of play.
As a world champion, I prepare to win. I still do today. Every game starts at bet99.net.
No shots for Toronto on that power play that straddled the first intermission. Camp for the face-off against Scheifele. A rare offensive zone face-off for Camp. He wins it, and the Kasher shot is blocked. Scheifele back across to Dillon, who was a salary cap casualty in Washington. One in a long line of them as Wheeler picks it back up. Wheeler with an assist in his 1,000th game. Nick Ritchie of Toronto with an assist on his birthday. Muzzin up ahead to Ritchie. Poke check by Pionk, and Wheeler back with it, tied up by Muzzin. Liljegren spins back, and Muzzin plays it up for Ritchie. Nate Schmidt ranging back, plays it back across to Pionk. Jets will have Carolina here on Tuesday, so they're looking at these 2 games against Toronto and Carolina's measuring sticks as Kopp moves in and shoots, scores! Andrew Kopp busts in and restores the Winnipeg lead.
A long lead pass about 125 feet from Neil Pionk is right on the tape, but there's 2 Jets standing side by side. Muzzin and Sandin don't close off that long breakout pass, and Kopp shrugs aside Sandin, and Joseph Woll probably wants this one back. It's not a hard shot. It's off his stick. It's through the legs, and Kopp's 7th of the year has given the Jets a 2-1 lead.
He came in with 1 in his last 16 games. And now Simmons across the line. The play is called offside.
Gord, there's a laundry list of Jets that have got those 1 in 16, 0 in 18. Lowry's 2 in 22. Pionk's got his head up the whole way. And the 2 Jets standing together are Toninato and Kopp. Toninato's actually got to get out of the way for Kopp to squirt between the defense, hold off Sandin, and beat Joseph Woll.
Dubois up ahead for Ehlers. A chance now with Schmidt. Ehlers works in and shoots. Woll makes the stop. The puck's in the back of his leg. And Kopp digging for it, but Joseph Woll makes that stop with his calf.
And the Leafs come apart here a little bit at the start of the period. You see the puck off the blocker, the stick, and then on top of the calf and roll into the side of the pad as Ehlers wants to go right up underneath the blocker. Wall got deep in the net and a little flat, but he made the save on Ehlers.
Paul Stastny gets tossed out, so Lowry will come in and take the draw. Back of the line is Morrissey. Spezza digging for it. Lowry battles with him. And now Stastny back on it. Stastny in his 16th NHL season.
Played his 1,000th game last year.
His father, of course, a Hall of Famer who played for Czechoslovakia internationally, played for Canada in the Canada Cup, and then was the general manager of Slovakia at the Olympics.
What a player he was.
Only Wayne Gretzky had more goals in the 80s.
So big and strong, and made a major impact after he retired, as you mentioned as well.
And was like shaking hands with a steak. Those hands. Matthews up ahead for Tavares. Leafs break in 3 wide. Riley works in, drops it back. Quick shot by Bunting, kicked up by Hellebuck. Rebound. Tavares sprawling. He's turned away. Nylander drops it back. Muzzin is shot. He ripped it wide. Liljegren plays it around for Tavares. Left there for Muzzin. Gets bumped along the wall by Wheeler. He's thinking that puck went up and out of play, I think. And now Liljegren swings back for it. Banks it ahead to Kerfoot. Down goes Dillon for it. Dillon has pocket picked by Nylander. The centering pass just missed Tavares. And Wall way out to play it for Sandin. Banks it ahead for Kerfoot. Kerfoot across to Hall. Lays that in. Pionk knocked it away from Kerfoot. Svechnikov. Back for Pionk. Lets it off the glass. Up to center right. Scheifele now with Svechnikov. Scheifele. Carter cuts it and shoots. Wall makes the stop. Svechnikov across to Scheifele. Back to Stanley. A hard shot. And Wall makes the save on that. And the Jets apply the pressure here early in this second period.
This is a dangerous time for Toronto as you can get loose and the game can get away from you in just a couple of minutes. We saw the Ehlers 2-on-1 that Wall made a nice stop on. This is a really good read as he sees Scheifele about ready to pass it. He starts his push with his right leg to take away the shot from Kyle Connor, and then he swallows up that point shot. So maybe after a little bit of a weak one, Gord, that Kopp had squeezed through his legs, he makes 2 really good stops on 2 very good scorers in Ehlers and Connor.
Now Ritchie banks out ahead. Stanley back to pick it up. Logan Stanley up to center ice for Svechnikov. Riley up for Kemp, but the play's offside at the Winnipeg line.
So last night the Leafs are down 3-0 and they got to crawl back into the game, and Sheldon Keefe mentioned he just loved that his team didn't go away. They just kind of chipped back away at it, and 2 power play goals a minute 18 apart gave them a 3-3 tie. And this is the type of game they're going to have to play here. I mean, they've gotten a little sloppy here at the start of the second, but find your game back again. You're not out of anything as of yet. Just find a way to stay in the game.
Now a steal by Toninato. He's got Svechnikov with him. Drop for Svechnikov. In, shoot, scores! Evgeny Svechnikov makes it 3-1 Winnipeg.
Well, Keefe won't be thrilled about that. That's the 3rd clean 2-on-1 this period as Kampf goes to shoot the puck in. It ricochets into the neutral ice, and Svechnikov's got enough time to stop it, dust it off. And the 1st-round pick from the Detroit Red Wings in 2015's got his 2nd goal of the season. A goal from some players that don't play very much for the Jets is an extra bonus, and Svechnikov has made it 3-1.
Goals 3 minutes and 3 seconds apart give the Jets a 2-goal lead. Svechnikov, as we mentioned, came to camp on a professional tryout, got a 1-year contract. He was a prolific goal scorer in junior. Detroit made him the 19th overall pick back in 2015, but he never got his feet under him in Detroit. Some injury troubles and lost his spot in their lineup.
They elected not to re-sign him. Muzzin works it and shoots. That goes off the foot of Schmidt. That hobbled Nate Schmidt. Engvall plays it back around. There's Morrissey on it. And now Stastny to the line, but not out. Knocked down by Liljegren. Long wrist shot, tipped wide by Simmons. Cold shoulder from Vesalainen there on Simmons. And now Lowry bumps it ahead. Donato and Harkins draw the assist on the goal by Svechnikov. You mentioned his second goal of the year. His first was scored back on October 26th. Knocked down by Matthews. Austin Matthews. A centering pass. Bunting couldn't quite reach it. In the corner is Kopp. Matthews pokes at him. Matthews. Back for Spezza. Slaps it across to Sandin. Tied up by Ehlers. And now we've got Dillon and Bunting into it. Dillon's got his gloves off, his helmet's off, and Bunting jawing away with him, and we'll see if Dillon's the only one to go.
It's not the first guy that Bunting has done this to. Dillon goes to collect his gear.
Strong number 58, minor penalty, roughing.
And here's the Svechnikov 3-1 goal on the pass from Toninato. The Jets lead by 2. Brendan Dillon picked up his equipment. Michael Bunting's the only guy with a roughing penalty. The two of them are battling away in front of the net. Well, there's the roughing penalty. I guess that's why Dillon doesn't have a helmet on. Sheldon Keefe was slightly less than amused.
He dropped his gloves, said Keefe,
among other things.
I won't repeat the rest of it.
The Jets' third power play here. It's a big kill for the Leafs.
Connor drops it back to Scheifele. That's picked off by Camp. Now Scheifele in the corner for Dubois to Connor. And Wheeler reaching for it, but the puck bounces back to center ice. Camp picked up the puck for a moment. Wheeler took it back, and now Camp pokes it ahead to Kasha. Bouncing puck rolls wide. The Winnipeg goal. Kasha steps away from Pion. Here's Kyle Connor with it. Up ahead for Wheeler. Back across to Dubois, who opened the scoring on the power play goal. Drops for Connor. He couldn't find it. Feeds across. And Scheifele ripped it wide as Wall was diving across. And Scheifele knows he missed one there.
And Connor's thinking shot, attack to the net, and then all of a sudden the puck wasn't on his stick, but he knows Wheeler's still standing over in the one-time spot. He's pretty nifty play by Connor, and Wheeler just gets this up over the net. Geez, oh, it's off the crossbar. It's as he takes the Connor pass for the one-timer.
Riley rings it around to Kerfoot, and Kerfoot slides it back to center ice. Leafs have allowed 3 goals, at least, in 3 consecutive games for the first time in over a month. They come into this game number 2 in the league in goals against per game. Wheeler spreads it across to Connor. Kyle Connor back for Pion. Goes across to Wheeler, moving in, shoots, Wall save. Rebound bounced away from Scheifele. Pion back to Connor for Wheeler. Now a centering pass. Connor shoots at the goal post.
Oh, that's in.
I think it's in. It bounced back out, and the referees just say, okay, they're going to take a look at it.
This is in for sure. What a rocket from Kyle Connor. My goodness. Well, this is where the game slides away from you here. The power play will move the puck around. Dubois finds Connor, and he one-times this, and it is up over top of Joseph Wall, in and out. It hits that back camera. Wall's finding the puck. As he adjusts, he can't get out, and you see it rattle the water bottle deep in the net. 2 power play goals for the Jets, and it's 4-1.
Kyle Connor with his 3rd goal in the last 4 games, now his 15 on the year. He's top 10 in the league in goal scoring.
Well, the Jets 8 goals last game. Now they got 4 about halfway through this, and maybe the doldrums shaking off for them a little bit.
Connor scored 26 goals last year, Ray. That projects to a 38-goal season that would have given him 4 straight years of 30-plus goals.
We were talking in the pregame show if he could play on a line with Austin Matthews at the Olympics. pretty dangerous pair.
And Kevin Sawyer, who does the Jets games here in Winnipeg, making the point that although Connor is primarily a shooter, he doesn't mind making plays.
Connor's an excellent player. Just so dangerous.
In comes Kopp, now drops it across. Stastny plays it around to Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers throws that back for Schmidt. Ehlers back for Morrissey. A shot. Wall makes the save on that and is able to hang on. Dubois and Wheeler draw the assist on the goal by Connor. So Wheeler's got 2 assists tonight in his 1,000th game.
Dubois a goal and an assist. And back to the 2015 draft. Some pretty good players there. How about Sebastian Aho, 35th in that draft? But a lot of teams look at Kyle Connor and wonder maybe if they should have pulled the trigger a little earlier on him.
Well, the Bruins had those 3 consecutive picks in that draft, 13, 14, and 15.
And then it was Barzal, Connor, and Shabbat right after. And it's right about now where the Bruins are paying for those picks.
Puck goes high in the corner. Pionk back for it.
Those guys are 24 years old. It's the time when they really start jumping into the primes of their career.
And like a lot of the Jets, Connor's on a pretty nice deal for the team. Makes just over $7 million a year for a consistent 30-goal scorer. Harkins tries to center it. Away comes Kerfoot. DeMello knocked that away, knocked the stick out of Kerfoot's hands. 10:45 to go in the second period. Here's Engvall with it. Engvall works it back around, shoots. That goes off the leg of Scheifele. Picked up by Clifford. Wheeler turns it over. Simmons threads that ahead, knocked away by Hellebuck. Back at the point is Riley. Shoots. That drifts wide. Brody steps up now. Drops it back, but it gets away from Simmons and back down the ice. Clifford falls. DeMello banks it back to center.
And part of the challenge for the Leafs here is to get back in this game as Connor Hellebuck's given up 2 goals against or less in 11 of his last 13 starts.
Really good long shot. Hellebuck knocks that away.
They're going to chip away, see if they can get within a couple here at the start of the period.
Jets send it down and icing is called. Shots are 8-3 Winnipeg here in the second period.
There is Kyle Connor. His goal gave the Jets the 4-1 lead and
led the NCAA in goal scoring for Michigan. He had 35 goals in 38 games.
9 goals in 13 home games this year as well. Kind of likes playing here, that's for sure.
So 3 goals on 8 shots here in the period for the Jets. Stanley up ahead to Scheifele. Feeds it back across. Wheeler in alone, shoots. Wall makes the stop on Wheeler.
That's 4 2-on-1s in this period.
Wheeler's having a memorable 1,000th game. Schmidt plays it across. Would you like to tell us about yours?
Yeah, it'll be quick.
In comes Ehlers, drops it back to Kopp for Ehlers, shoots, scores! Nikolai Ehlers, and it's 5-1 Winnipeg. That's 3 goals the last 2 games for Ehlers, who had 2 against New Jersey.
Oh, everybody's getting well here for the Jets offensively in the last couple of home games. The 8th spot against Jersey. It's a chip up the boards and plenty of room in the offensive zone. Man, the Leafs have not done this pretty much most of the season, where it's been just a free-for-all in the neutral zone. This tight angle shot from Ehlers goes underneath the glove of Joseph Wall. Kopp's got a goal and an assist. Ehlers is on the board, and it's now 5-1. And the worst part, if you're Joseph Wall, is you're not going to find Jack Campbell tonight. Nope. You're the long reliever in here where just get it to the end.
Sandin ranges back. Well, remember Al Montoya that night for Montreal? He was in Columbus.
Well, didn't he get 11 or something, wasn't
10 or 11, yeah. I'm not saying it's going to happen here tonight, but Spezza centers it. Matthews shoots, and Hellebuck makes the point-blank save. Here they come again. Dubois with Ehlers. Kopp streaking in the front. Another chance off the outside of the post. Tavares back the other way. John Tavares drops it back to Nylander. Shoots. He whistled that wide. There's Nylander with it. Tied up by Pionk. Nylander. Front to Tavares. Drops it back. Riley in. Shoots. That goes off a leg. Bounces high in the air to Ehlers. Now the Jets traded Patrick Laine, but with Connor and Ehlers, they still have two pretty lethal shooters. Brody up for Kerfoot. And Pionk finds Toninato. Moving in on Brody. Toninato spins back in the corner. Pionk lines it back across. That long shot taken by Dillon goes off a skate. Kopp and Schmidt draw the assist on that goal by Ehlers. Another chance, flipped wide by Harkins. Kerfoot out for Tavares. That's poked away, and Kerfoot gathers it back up. Look out, that bounced dangerously to the side of the goal. That Wall reaching for it again. Another chance. That's flipped wide by Svechnikov. And we got a hooking call coming with 7:29 to go in the second period. 5-1. The Jets lead on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN. Nate Schmidt's been around. It's his 9th year in the league. He was acquired for the Vancouver Canucks for a 3rd-round pick. He's with his 3rd team in 3 years, and tonight he's got a couple of assists, and
I found it really unreal that he had not taken a penalty this year until tonight. He's picked up his first minor penalty of the year. We had him on our podcast. What an amazing personality. Like, he goes and goes and goes. He's energetic, he's positive, and in Winnipeg, a pretty serious locker room. They added 2 guys to their defense in Brendan Dillon and Nate Schmidt that will add life. They're not there just to be the clowns of the room. They're there to play, but they'll add life to a very serious room.
Engvall plays it across for Bunting. Now picked up by Kopp. Andrew Kopp flips that back down. Dominic Toninato goes off for hooking, so the Leafs on the power play here. The second half of this second period. Sandin for Kasha to Engvall. It's a different power play look for the Leafs. Ritchie out there as well as Sandin doesn't take it away. In comes Connor shorthanded. Kyle Connor in. Couldn't pull the trigger on the backhand. And Wall stumbled awkwardly.
And Wheeler took a penalty here as well.
Oh, look out. And Wheeler, frustrated with that, slams the puck into the boards just to the side of the Winnipeg bench.
Now this is how quick the game can turn.
26, minor penalty tripping.
You've got a minute 3 of 5-on-3. What if your power play clicks twice? You're back in it. Connor couldn't flip the backhand, as you see Wall kind of stumble a little bit. That's the second time, Gord. Just a few minutes ago, he was down in the crease in that move that you see a goalie look awkward in. There's the tripping penalty. It's the second time Wall's been like that. Keep an eye on it.
Leafs have had 4 minutes and 55 seconds of 5-on-3 time this year. They're 0 for 3 on 2-man advantages so far. Tavares for the faceoff, gets it back to Riley, and the Leafs have possession. Spezza to Riley. Now the big boys are out there. Matthews, Tavares, Spezza to Tavares. Drops it back. Matthews, a hard shot. He powdered that wide. Tavares back with it. 45 seconds to go in the first. Winnipeg penalty. Tavares at the side of the goal. Matthews back for Riley. Riley, long wrist shot kicked out by Hellebuyck. Matthews back for Riley. 30 seconds to go in the first penalty. Tavares with it. Spezza now backdoor. Matthews drops it back to Tavares. To Riley. Morgan Riley back across. Matthews centering pass. Nylander shot that goes wide. Tavares back on it. 15 seconds to go in the first penalty. Matthews in, shoots, scores! Austin Matthews on the power play. Leafs are down 3 and will stay on the man advantage. And Matthews now has goals in 6 consecutive games.
Well, what a rocket from Matthews here as he fires this bullet up over top of Connor Hellebuyck as they don't get the puck to Spezza. It works around, and Matthews, of course, with just 3 defenders, has time. I was watching Matthews in the zone. It's impossible on the 5-on-3 to keep a handle on him. He just wanders around the zone. He's looking for the one-time shot, no matter where the puck is, and eventually they find him for a clean shot, and it's in the net.
6th power play goal of the year for the Leafs, and they remain on the man advantage for just over a minute. Tavares and Nylander draw the assists, and here's Nylander with it again. Back for Riley to Matthews. Matthews drops it back to Riley. Matthews swings it across. Nylander in, shoots, fired at line. Rebound to Tavares. That bounced away from him. Tavares back for Riley. Leafs trying to draw within 2 here. Riley back to Matthews. In, fires. That's just wide. Now back to center ice it goes. Riley winds his way in. Riley feeds it across to Tavares. In, shoots. That's knocked away. Dillon had lost his stick. And Stastny sends it down. 15 seconds to go in the Toronto power play. Sheldon Keefe sent a first unit up that included the likes of Kampf and Kasha. Not the usual suspects on the power play. Now Kampf back out there. Final second of the man advantage. Stanley sends it back out as Wheeler steps back on the ice.
Well, Matthews had 2 chances after he made it 5-2. Can't cash either of them, but they creep a goal closer.
Sandin up ahead for Kasha. Ondrej Kasha shoots from a sharp angle, scores! Sneaks that by Hellebuyck, and the Leafs are back within 2. Kasha returned to the lineup last night against Minnesota. And now he's got his 6th of the year.
Yeah, this is a stinky one for Hellebuyck as Kasha's outside the dots. He's almost, well, he's behind the goal line. Hellebuck's down sealing the post. It hits him right in the backside and goes into the net for Ondrej Kasha. Back in the lineup, as you mentioned, Gord. He's now got 6 goals on the season. I mean, if you're Nate Schmidt, you can't do anything more than that. You can see that little space. You can see the light between the bottom of the pants and his pad. That's where the puck hit.
And the original pass went off the linesman right to him. And so the Leafs have struck back here quickly, trailing by a couple in a week in which 3-goal leads have disappeared with regularity in the NHL. Muzzin, big collision there with Schmidt. In comes Nylander. Nylander in, shoots. And Hellebuyck got a piece of that. Nylander back with it. Furious pressure now from Toronto. Brody throws it back in the corner for Kerfoot. Kerfoot for Muzzin. Puck loose along the boards, and Scheifele has it taken away by Nylander. Nylander, nifty move there. In with Kerfoot. Nylander works in, long shot. Hellebuyck the save, and he'll hang on to that. A 6-goal second period. Leafs are climbing back in it as Kasha's got them back within 2.
Offensive zone penalties by the Winnipeg Jets. Austin Matthews, a rocket, makes it 5-2. And Ondrej Kasha, a stinker, makes it 5-3. After the 5-2 goal, Matthews had 2 chances. At 5-3, Nylander had a 2-on-1 and missed the net. Their best players had chances to make this a 5-4 game.
Still 3.5 to go in the second period. Matthews digging for it. Bunting pokes it free. Spezza comes in as well. Bunting lost the puck to Kampf, and away comes Andrew Kampf along with Ehlers. Brody has a look back as Kampf steps into him, and now Riley up into Spezza. Spezza in across the line with Matthews. Austin Matthews gathers it up, walks in, backdoor pass for Spezza, just skipped away. Now Riley back on it. Taps it down to Bunting. He's roughed up by Pionk. Bunting, though, stays on it. Spezza pokes at it. And now Muzzin ranges back.
Wow, was Bunting sour.
Yes, he was.
May have been able to hear a little bit of that as he was not very happy with Neil Pionk. Now he's having a little chat with the official here.
Brad Meyer having a talk with him.
So Sheldon Keefe's defending his player, but Brad Meyer is telling him to zip it, that you can't be doing that. And basically what, I mean, I've been in that conversation. They're saying you can't yell at me from that far away. is basically what Bunting's being told. So you got to get closer to do your argument.
Not everyone would take that as the suggestion, but
well, that's what I took out of it all the time. I mean, the few times that it happened.
I don't think that's what they meant. By the way, tell us about your 1,000th NHL game.
Oh, it was the afternoon game in Dallas. Very proud with the Los Angeles Kings. It was really cool. I wore 4 jerseys, so 1 for warm-up, 1 for each of the 3 periods, and started the game as Blake Wheeler did. So your 1,000th game's in the book. Dallas scored. We're down 1-0. I'm -1. Game ends 1-0. -1. There you go. That's it, Gord. Move it along, would you?
You could have left after the warm-up.
I could have. That was the highlight. When I scored in warm-up, I should have gone home.
Well, look at a long shot. That's knocked away by Hellebuyck. Oh, a centering pass bounces away from Nylander. And Stastny up for Lowry. So another example of the Leafs fighting back.
Right? That, you know, he said last night, Sheldon Keefe, we just didn't go away. And at 5-1, they could have folded the tent here. This could have been 8-2. Now all of a sudden they're in a game.
Morrissey winds ahead, inside 2 to go in the period. Morrissey shoots, and Wall makes the glove save and hangs on.
In the pregame ceremony, I thought it was really cool that they had some videos from some of the players, and you got a big laugh when Big Buff showed up on the screen. The biggest ovation in the rink was when Dustin Byfuglien showed up on the screen to congratulate Blake Wheeler.
He is a folk hero here.
Oh, he really is. Do you remember when he hit Mark Stone here? That might have been the hardest hit in the history of the game.
They're measured on the Richter scale.
I was sitting at home, and it was remarkable that Mark Stone was able to get up from that. Byfuglien was a game changer, man.
Here's Connor with it, banks it back to Stanley. You know, unique means completely different. You're not supposed to qualify it. Dustin Byfuglien was the most unique player we've seen.
Correct.
Forward, defense.
Remember when they won the first Stanley Cup in Chicago when he was a forward and he spent the entire Western Conference Series in Roberto Luongo's crease?
Now a centering pass. DeMello knocked that away from Kampf.
They couldn't get him out of there. And then he became a defenseman and just changed the game when he was on the ice.
Scheifele works in, drops it back to Wheeler, centering pass. Connor shoots, ripped that wide, and a chance for Wheeler. That goes off the skate of Ritchie. Final minute now of the period. Stanley a long shot, and through the traffic, Wall makes the save.
Well, Wheeler's sure been around it tonight. He had the breakaway earlier in the period. He's had a couple of really good chances as well. This one deflects wide. But what was a comfortable 5-1 Winnipeg lead, and an almost perfect night for the Jets captain, is now a game you've got to concentrate in again.
Jets are streaky within games, and they're streaky within seasons as well. Remember last year they had a great start, then they won 3 of their last 12 games, then they swept Edmonton in the first round, then got swept by Montreal.
Yeah, tough to figure out sometimes.
Matthews kicks it across. Picked up by Kopp. Rink wide, he goes to Ehlers. In comes Ehlers. Long backhand shot, gloved by Wall, and he'll squeeze that with 25 seconds to go in the second.
So 4 goals in this second period for Joseph Wall. Is toughest period as a Toronto Maple Leaf, and you know he wouldn't have liked the Kopp goal, but victimized by some pretty loose neutral zone. Isn't it interesting, Gord? Like one period they were pretty tight. They generated a lot of chances in the middle. The next period it was open season for the Jets through the middle of the ice.
Brody across to Kasha, who's one of the Leaf goals. Now Brody comes in for Kasha, picked up now by Dillon. Lifts it high in the air to center ice to Kopp. Centering pass for Stastny, knocked away by Brody, and time will expire on an eventful second period.
Had just about everything here. A couple of power play goals for each team. Some up and down play. Matthews on the board again, continues his goal scoring streak, and the Leafs aren't out of it yet.
Lots more to come. Next up, it's our second admission with Lindsay Hamilton on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey from Winnipeg on TSN.
goal this evening. First for the Leafs, third in rookie scoring now, and joins Ryan Rishaug.
Well, Michael, a tale of kind of two periods within one there. You get yourselves way down, but then you battled back. What went wrong, and how do you think you guys fixed it?
I think we were just giving too many two-on-ones and too many chances for them and giving it up. But, you know, that time out there, we just kind of had a chat. We just got to get back to our game and play simple, and that was a huge couple goals there. Nice goal by Maddie and good one by Cash. So, you know, that's some momentum. We got to go into the third.
Yeah, I have a chance here heading into the third period. I wonder, when you're down the way you are, second night of back-to-backs, how much of a challenge is it to keep yourself engaged and not maybe lose sight of trying to get a comeback going?
Yeah, like, we just got to stay positive. Obviously, playing back-to-backs aren't easy, and we know that coming into it. So we just got to be positive and stick to our game, and good things will happen.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
As we welcome you back inside studio alongside Darren Dreger, Dave Poulin, and Jeff O'Neill joining us remotely. Well, the goal-scoring floodgates just opening up in that game. Let's talk about the first of the period from Andrew Copp, because, Poul, you've talked about the Jets line combination, and he's really a player that has emerged offensively thanks to that, hasn't he?
He's one of the guys they're trying to figure out where to put him with this entire group. His skills have just continued to grow offensively, and he's a talented young man. He was a big-time high school quarterback, and that was part of his slow game to hockey. But you watch him, this came after a big kill. He takes the Neil Pionk stretch pass, but watch the strength as he just bumps off Sandin. And then the little give and go here, coming on this Nick Ehlers goal, rather. Just a great heads-up play, wants this puck, he gets it back. So that's 19 points in 24 games. Every single season, his points per game have gone up. And he's a really good penalty killer. He's good in the faceoffs. He can play the wing and center. But it's his versatility and his offensive growth that's caused the team to look and say, okay, where are we going to put him now? It's a good problem to have.
And Pooley, I generally don't say after a goal it was a bad break or unfortunate play, because generally something stupid or lazy happens. But on the 3-1 goal, it was an unfortunate break for Comp. He's in great position supporting the puck right here, and all he has to do is get it deep. He attempts to get it deep, and it goes off Brody's leg, and that leaves a 2-on-1, and Svechnikov rips it underneath the bar. You see that play right there? He's just trying to get it deep, and it doesn't work out. It's a tough period for the Toronto Maple Leafs as Svechnikov goes barred down right there.
Dregs, the Jets are 11-8-4 entering tonight. If there's one thing that has been consistent about them, it is their inconsistency. They rattle off 4 goals in that period, but the Leafs climb back. What do the Jets need to do to close things out in the third and final frame?
Well, stay out of the penalty box, right? I think both coaches are probably talking about that. You've got the Maple Leafs going into that third, 2 for 4. The Winnipeg Jets 2 for 3. Kyle Connor has been among the most noticeable for the Winnipeg Jets, and not just because of that rocket is 15th on the power play to make it 4-1 in that second period, but the opportunities that he's generated through 2 periods of play. I think for the most part that Paul Maurice and the Winnipeg Jets will like what they see, but I mean, come on, buckle up for the third. This could be a wild one, not much different than it was Friday against the New Jersey Devils. As someone once said, a 4-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. So we'll see how it goes in the final frame.
A wise man. Well, Pooley, just when it looked like the Winnipeg Jets were putting this game to bed, the Leafs stormed back. We saw them climb back out of a 3-goal deficit yesterday night. Could they do the same this evening?
Oh, well, it's going to be 4 if they do it, and they certainly have sights set on it. It was Austin Matthews on the 5-on-3. The Jets had a breakaway. Kyle Connor up 5-1. He wasn't able to capitalize, and then Wheeler took the penalty, put him down 5-on-3. And what a shot by Austin Matthews. And then Kasha says, you know what, I'm in a terrible angle here. I'm actually below the goal line, but he bangs one in off Hellebuyck, and hey, they're in the game.
Okay, well, climbing themselves out of a 3-goal deficit against the Minnesota Wild, and then climbing themselves out of a deep 4-goal deficit against the Jets. We've seen it done before, but plenty more action coming your way, including a trip across the NHL. A little Sports Center update. Darnell Nurse has the Oilers within 1 against the Kings, and Dregs and Pooley weighing in on the situation in Vancouver with Travis Green out, set to be replaced by Bruce Boudreau. Tuesday from Scotiabank Arena as the Leafs return home to face off against the Blue Jackets. Coverage begins 6:30 Eastern on TSN 4 in the Leafs region and on TSN Radio 1050. And also on Tuesday, the Jets welcoming the Carolina Hurricanes to town. Pre-game of that one, 6:30 p.m. Central Time on TSN 3 in the Jets region. As promised, let's take a trip around the NHL. beginning with the Oilers and Kings in the second period here. Darnell Nurse gets his first goal of the year, and it comes short-handed. Pretty pumped up about that one. Over to the Lightning and Flyers, second frame. Carter Hart comes out to play the puck, and he'll want this one back. Makes a mess out of it. Matthew Joseph saying thank you, takes advantage. Tampa with a 7-1 blowout victory. Blackhawks Islanders, second period. Jean-Gabriel Pageau tips home his second of the season. Now 2-2 in that game. And last but not least, Sharks Blue Jackets, second frame here. 18-year-old Cole Sillinger with the shot block. That leads to a 2-on-1. Snipes his fifth of the year, helping Columbus take it 6-4 the final. And after tonight's game, we've got SportsCenter coming your way. Full highlights from across the NHL and all the action from a busy Sunday in the CFL as we now look ahead to the 100th and Grey Cup in Hamilton between the Tabbies and the Blue Bombers. Back with Darren Dreger and Dave Poulin. And Dregs, the Vancouver Canucks have had a tumultuous start to the season. Last night suffering their 10th loss in their last 13 games, which, as we know, has led to coaching changes.
Yeah, results-driven business. This isn't the first time this has happened, and it obviously isn't going to be the last time it's going to happen. But Travis Green out as head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Bruce Boudreau has been hired, not officially announced by the Canucks organization, but the veteran coach Boudreau will go in to replace Travis Green for the remainder of this season, and we're told one more year. It also sounds like Nolan Baumgartner, assistant coach with the Vancouver Canucks, also out. Scott Walker going in to join the bench with Bruce Boudreau. But there could be more significant changes beyond the bench. And again, multiple reports that Jim Benning is out as general manager. Perhaps John Weisbrod also in the management group of the Vancouver Canucks. So some pretty seismic shifts, I would say, in Vancouver from the Aquilinis, the owners of the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, Travis Green in his 5th year in Vancouver, and I thought he managed the whole situation through the pandemic as well as anyone did. I mean, he was dealt a really, really tough hand. In his 3rd year, they get to the 3rd round in that year, and so many different variables involved. And last year, they were hit early right away. And, you are as good as your best players are. And Elias Pettersson has really fallen off the map for Vancouver. Brock Besser hasn't been the player of old. And a number of their key individuals haven't stepped up. So he goes out. Bruce Boudreau comes in. Hey, he's a proven winner in the NHL. Only 7 guys, active coaches, have more wins than his 567. He's at the top of that category. He's had really good runs in Washington, in Anaheim, in Minnesota. This is a proven veteran they're bringing in, and they're hoping he can right the ship this year. But they got a long way to go there.
It's interesting how the contract will work with Bruce Boudreau as well, right? Revenue streams are just effectively now back online with full capacity in buildings across the National Hockey League, and that's significant. So if you're Francesco Aquilini, the owner of the Vancouver Canucks, yeah, I'm sure Bruce Boudreau would have preferred a longer term than the one that he's getting. As I mentioned earlier, it's for this year and next year. That effectively mirrors what Travis Green was given, right? Travis signed the 2-year extension in May with the Vancouver Canucks. So from a business perspective, this makes a lot of sense for the Aquilinis.
All right, well, we saw Vancouver Canucks fans throwing their jerseys onto the ice, and with the Canucks having missed the playoffs 5 times in the last 6 seasons, now change is on the way. Meanwhile, in Winnipeg, the goals have been raining down after a very active second period. Can the Jets close it out? We'll get you to your 3rd and final frame coming up after the break.
Being a Canadian
was a busy second period. Kopp, Svechnikov, Connor, Ehlers all pile on to make it 5-1 in favor of the Jets, but then back come the Leafs. Matthews and Kasha strike. It's a 5-3 game after 40 minutes. Gord Miller back with Ray Ferraro on the night that Blake Wheeler celebrates his 1,000th NHL game. He was picked 5th overall in the 2004 NHL draft. It went Ovechkin, Malkin, and then Ladd, Barker, and Wheeler. It was a bit of a reach at the time. He was kind of an unknown U.S. high school prospect, and Wayne Gretzky, who was involved with running the Coyotes back then, said, we just felt that this young man has tremendous upside. He's a tremendous athlete. We were very comfortable with picking him at number 5. We kind of took a bit of a risk, but we believe he has tremendous upside. We know he's a few years away from playing in the NHL.
Von Karpen, the head scout now, head professional scout with the Vegas Golden Knights, was the scout then that reached out for Wheeler. As we see the pregame ceremony, Wheeler's kids were the stars of the show. An awesome picture that he'll always treasure with his teammates. And then you want the game to go well. In the first period, he sets up Pierre-Luc Dubois for a power play goal. He's going to get an assist on Kyle Connor's second period power play goal. And as the game was stretching out, now he's got a breakaway that Joseph Woll turns aside. It's been an active night for Blake Wheeler, and the Jets a 2-goal lead in his 1,000th game.
And the teams will start this third period 5-on-5. Lots of scoring chances in that second. And if the previous few days are any indication, this lead is far from safe. And Wheeler chips that in. Morrissey comes in. What I remember about that draft was Wheeler had stitches. Putting that pick, it stitches in his chin that night. But it was a pick that had people scratching their heads. He was, like Andrew Kopp, a really highly regarded football player in high school. In comes Ehlers with a shot. Woll the save. And he'll hang on to that.
Celebrating progress. Meet the new, fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Future is an attitude.
Ehlers scored in the second period. He's going to get a good chance here as he walks into the dot. And there's Joseph Woll in good position. In the second period, he got caught deep a couple of times. There he's out. Nice squared up spot to make the save.
Here's Kopp with it. He was a Michigan quarterback in high school. He was drafted by the Jets back in 2013. And Kopp is a guy, Ray, that gets talked about a little bit in terms of the U.S. Olympic team as a guy who kills penalties, brings a physical presence.
Yeah, career high 15 goals last year. His impact to this lineup has grown almost year over year. Now he's in their top 6. Strong, he's on the puck.
He signed a 1-year extension with the Jets. He'll be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Like everybody else, the Jets dancing around the cap.
Now back at the point is Pion. Tees it up and shoots. Woll makes the save. Long rebound. Dubois has that knocked away by Matthews. Dubois plays it back to Kopp. He's tied up there by Brody. And Matthews back with it. Up for Spezza with Bunting. Spezza fires it down. Hellebuck plays it back across. That bounces off Lowry. And again, the Leafs fans here making their presence felt. Lowry drops it back. That's the line and shoots. That save up high by Woll. Kasha chips that to the line, and now Stanley knocks it across to DeMello. Who entered a 132-game goalless drought last month.
Patience.
I'd like to know you halfway through that drought. Here's DeMello, backhanded back in front, shovel back to Lowry with a chance, and Woll got the toe on that. DeMello shoots, and Woll, the glove save. Another good chance for the Jets in the opening moments of the third.
It's a good first 2 minutes for Winnipeg. Not so great for Toronto. They're a half a step behind here again, and the initial shot by DeMello is going to be for Lowry to pick up the loose puck, and he hits the side of the net before Woll can get a glove on it to freeze it.
Toninato for the face-off against Engvall. Toninato shovels that forward. Now moved by Stanley and back down the ice. DeMello ranges back. Icing called against the Maple Leafs. So Sheldon Keefe's team is battling back once again, as you talked about.
So now where does the next spark of energy come from? Does it come from a Bunting? Does it come from Kasha? Or does it come from maybe your fourth line that's on the ice now? You're going to need somebody to get you closer.
Svechnikov, who has a goal tonight, has that backhand shot blocked. Back at the point, DeMello to Stanley. Shoots off the foot. It goes of Simmons. Toninato aligns there with Muzzin, who throws that ahead for Clifford. Well, the puck picked off. Harkins moves in as Muzzin steps into him. Bouncing puck behind the goal. Jansen Harkins races to that. Harkins back for Stanley, who holds the line. Plays that now for Svechnikov. It bounced away from him. Here's Engvall with it. Out to center ice. DeMello knocks it down for Winnipeg. Svechnikov spins back. His younger brother Andre, a superstar in the making rather for the Carolina Hurricanes, who will be here on Tuesday. Svechnikov, the second overall pick of the draft a couple of years ago. Scheifele in, shoots off the leg of Riley. Back is Morrissey. Feeds that down to Connor. The pass just missed him. Al Connor pivots back in the corner on Tavares. Nylander. Gains center ice. Feeds that rink wide to Riley. In comes Morgan Riley. Chips for Tavares. Back in front. Nylander just missed. Banks it off the leg of Hellebuck. The puck still loose. Picked up by Nylander. A backhand shot. Hellebuck saves that. Now back in front again. It's picked up by Connor. And he's back the other way. Three great chances there for the Leafs to draw within a goal. Riley picks it up. Kerfoot to Spezza. Jason Spezza. With the Leafs changing, flips that ahead, kicks off that clearing attempt, throws it towards the goal, and Dillon has it back. Bounced away from Spezza. Kopp's got it back for Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois shovels that down the Toronto zone wall, plays it around. Dubois for Kopp. Across the Ehlers to Kopp. In, shoots. That deflected wide off the stick of Sandin. Scooped up by Ehlers. Matthews in a battle in the corner with Dubois. They're still spinning. And meanwhile, the puck moves up the ice. Spezza drops it off to Bunting.
Eventually, they got to blow the whistle here. This is a flat-out wrestling match down in the corner.
And they finally did. That was happening 200 feet away from the puck
for 10 seconds. I'm thinking what's happening here is the official's not sure who to call the penalty on. It could be for Matthews for holding and Dubois for roughing. So he lets it roll. Then eventually it just continued. You got to blow the whistle and separate them.
So they'll both go here with 4.5 gone in the third.
So here's the battle starts in the corner. Now they're tied up. So Dubois is trying to get his stick out, but now he's clearly roughing Matthews. I mean, that's a penalty there somewhere. And the official's a 1.5 feet away. So out of all of this, I believe they're each going to get 2 minutes.
Yes. And the quizzical look of Sheldon Keefe.
Probably not sure what to think. See, I think initially that was a holding penalty on Matthews to start. Then it was clearly roughing on Dubois. Past that, I'm not sure what you call it. So that's what you have. Each of you go get a drink of water, and we'll sit there for 2 minutes.
So it's 4-on-4 here. 4.5 gone in the third period. Tavares, Nylander, Brody, and Riley for Toronto. And off the face-off, Tavares trying to kick that free. Racing ahead is Brody. TJ Brody shoots. That goes just wide. Not picked up by Riley. For Nylander. To Tavares. Winds it and shoots. He whistled that just wide. And racing to it is Nylander. Back for Brody. Brody shovels that ahead. Nylander with it. Up for Tavares. Tavares banked that back, but it bounced away. Kopp counters it back up with Scheifele. And Schmidt's jumping in. Scheifele has a look back, taken down by Tavares. And now it's picked up by Nylander. In on Morrissey. Nylander with Riley jumping in. Morgan Riley walks in and fires. That goes just wide. And Muzzin can't hold the line for Toronto. Bounced in behind him. Connor sent it ahead for Scheifele. Mark Scheifele drops it back, and Muzzin knocked that away. Now a centering pass. Connor with a quick chance. Wall turns him away. Picked up by Kasha. He's got Kerfoot with him. And Muzzin jumping in. Kasha to Muzzin. In, shoots. Hellebuck save. Rebound bounced away from Muzzin. Wide open here in the third period now. Muzzin across to Sandin. Walks it in, shoots. Hellebuck save. And he swats the rebound away.
Sandin is hurt here in the middle of the ice. I took my eye off it, but he got hit right at the tail end of his shot. is limping towards the Leaf bench. He's favoring his right leg.
Now Pionk brings it back the other way as Sandin hops to the Toronto bench. And Liljegren picks it up. Swings it across to Engvall. Engvall in, shoots. He fired that wide.
The Leaf bench is furious at the Jets. They were screaming at the bench, and we'll likely get a look at it here to figure out what happened.
Ehlers drops it back to Wheeler. And now Blake Wheeler works in. Dubois and Matthews step out. Schmidt in the corner. Morrissey shoots. That was blocked by Liljegren. That pass knocked down at the Leaf line. Picked up now by Brody. Matthews stays out. Bunting hops on with him with Spezza. Lead pass. Bunting chips that down. And Hellebuyck swings it around to Pionk. That pass knocked down by Matthews. Drops it back. Bunting is shot. Partially blocked by Dillon. Now Bunting blocks that clearing attempt by Stastny. Spezza throws it across. Riley again is at the loose puck. Morgan Riley down to Bunting. Crisscrossing with Spezza. Now Pionk has lost his stick. Spezza works in. Feeds it across. That pass for Riley misfired. And Pionk knocks it out. And Pionk got clobbered there by Spezza. Oh, that's going to draw a crowd.
Okay, so Pionk's the player that hit Sandin. And Spezza was one of the guys furious at the Jets bench. As you see, Sandin's going to leave the bench. Now, the dressing rooms here in Winnipeg are not connected to the bench. So they're going to help Sandin across the ice where he can be looked at by the training staff and the doctors of the Leafs.
And we'll show you what happened when we come back.
Such a one. Knee on Rasmus Sandin. The Leaf bench is infuriated. Look at Jason Spezza in the middle of the ice. He's screaming at the official right in front of him, Brad Meyer, that there should be a penalty. And then as this play runs down, there's Pionk without a stick, and Spezza takes a pretty healthy run at Neil Pionk. A wild scene that results in no penalties. But Rasmus Sandin in the Leaf locker room.
And a penalty right off the face-off here. As Muzzin goes back, it's against Toronto. Wayne Simmons wants a piece of Logan Stanley. Now Clifford comes in. And the first meeting of the year is turning testy as now Simmons gets to Stanley.
Now with Clifford and Simmons on the ice, pretty clearly Sheldon Keefe wants to make sure that his team's not getting taken advantage of, so he's got them out after a face-off. They play on the same line. And now Simmons is still arguing here with Stanley as they wrestle him into the box. Stanley's trying to get away. His helmet is being held on to. The Leafs will not be very happy if they get a look at the Sandin hit in the break. You know, you often don't see it in real game time. So there's the
Toronto number 24, 2 minutes for cross-checking and a 10-minute misconduct.
So there's the 2-minute minor to Simmons, and they tack a 10 on.
And now Ritchie is jawing with Dubois. We mentioned these teams faced each other 10 times last year. This is their first meeting of the year.
John Tavares will come and serve the cross-checking minor to Wayne Simmons. So Simmons is in the box. Ritchie gives Dubois a cross-check, and
so
this is a different look for the Leafs, and I'm not going to condone it, but I'm going to say I don't mind it. Like this is a stiffer Leaf team than it's been in the past. They're bigger. They're a little firmer. It's kind of the way you have to be. At some point, you have to protect yourself.
So the Jets now to the power play. Connor gathers it up. Jets are 2 for 3 on the man advantage tonight. Pionk feeds it across to Wheeler. The centering pass blocked by Muzzin. At the line, held by Pionk. Muzzin tangles with Wheeler. Kasha pulls it free. Hall can't clear it out. Here's Connor with it. Kyle Connor in the corner. Laid back by Scheifele. That pass missed Connor, who looks down at his stick like it has a hole in it. And here's Pionk with it. 80 seconds to go in the Jets power play. Connor for Scheifele moving in. Scores! Mark Scheifele on the power play makes it 6-3. Coming off a hat trick against Jersey on Friday night, Scheifele strikes again.
Pionk and Connor come up the ice, and this is really good stick strength by Mark Scheifele as he is stronger on his stick than Alex Kerfoot. He rips the puck past Joseph Woll, and Scheifele's got 4 in his last couple of games, as you mentioned, Gord. Now 6 on the season. The Leafs have given up 3 power play goals tonight.
And all 6 of his goals scored here at home. Connor and Pionk draw the assists. So Simmons continues to sit for his misconduct. Sandin in the Leaf room. So the Leafs down a forward and a defenseman here in the third period. And Stanley sends it in. Clifford steps into Svechnikov. And Ritchie plays it down to Liljegren. At center ice, the loose puck batted up by Engvall, and Ritchie sends it down. Stanley around for Harkins. He got bumped there by Engvall, and Hall knocks it down. Hall across to Riley, back for Hall. Leafs are changing. Bunting steps on with Matthews. And Spezza joins as well. Hellebuck lays it back around. Here's Ehlers with it. Played back down the Jets bench, or Jets zone rather. And Stanley up the center ice. Ehlers knocks it back down. Dubois comes racing in. Wall lost his stick. Webs it out. Copp with a chance. Shoots it wide. Wall's hurt. Down in the corner. Wall came out to play the puck. Fell awkwardly. And is slow to get back to his feet.
Oh, what a night it's been for Wall. He was slow to his feet a couple of times in the second period. Here they race for the loose puck. He goes to swat it away, and he takes a knee from Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now he can't cover it out of the crease, so he's going to try and swat it away. The trainers are out, the athletic therapists are out to see him.
Jack Campbell, the backup tonight, sits in the tunnel across the Leaf bench. And don't forget, Jack Campbell last night got...
I mean, this is a penalty. I don't know how it's not. I mean, Marcus Foligno just like a runaway dump truck into the blue paint and runs right over top of Jack Campbell. It'll be interesting to see if Wall is able to continue as Campbell keeps a watchful eye.
Going to stay in there. Now Matthews against Dubois for the faceoff. Off the draw. Ehlers shoots, and Wall knocks that away. Spezza chops it back to center ice. Bunting collides there with Schmidt. Matthews coming in for it. And Kopp drops it back. Chance now for Ehlers moving in. Taken away by Hall. Hall gains center ice and whips that down to the Winnipeg zone. Spezza stepped hard into Schmidt. Matthews comes in on Scheifele. And Morrissey back with it as the Jets break out 3 wide. Scheifele around Hall, throws out ahead. Riley picks it up and finds Spezza, but the pass skipped away from him. And icing called against Toronto.
6 goals on 32 shots for Joseph Woll tonight. He had come into this contest giving up just 1 goal on his last 55 shots. Now he's dropped his stick. He can't clear the puck. He can't freeze it because he's out of the crease, so he goes to swat it away, and he ends up getting run into by Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Scheifele centers it, and Wheeler couldn't connect on that. Dillon drops it back to Connor. Across to Pionk. Shoots. Wall save. Rebound picked up by Hall. And Riley sends that back to center ice as Pionk gathers it up.
Tavares going to stick on that. John Tavares works it free. Centers it for Kasha with a shot. Hellebuck save. Kerfoot steps into it. Hellebuck another save. And the rebound picked up by Scheifele. Away comes Scheifele with Connor. Wheeler lurking as well. Willigan picks that off and Muzzin back with it. Liljegren up ahead for Kerfoot. Alex Kerfoot spins it back to Kasha. He's taken down by Lowry. Vesalainen has it back. Rink wide, finds Stastny, who sends it back down to the Toronto zone. 9 to go in the third period. Liljegren up for Kasha. He finds Muzzin. And Muzzin shovels that down the Jet zone. Stanley goes back. Camp takes that away from him. Camp tied up by Stanley. And DeMello goes to Vesalainen. Up for Stastny. Ritchie trails back as Lowry steps into him. And Muzzin up for Hall. And now Lowry and Clifford chopping at each other at center ice. The two referees tonight, Brad Meyer and Reed Anderson, with their heads on a swivel now in the third period. There's lots going on away from the play. Ritchie goes in on Morrissey. And then Morrissey knocks down Clifford. Didn't like that. But Clifford goes right back at him, picks the puck loose in the corner. Clifford throws it back in front, knocked away by Schmidt. Engvall now in the corner for Ritchie. Slings that back to Hall with a long shot. That's blocked by Toninato. And Dominic Toninato across for Svechnikov to Toninato. Trying to drop it back. Hall got a stick on that. Toninato takes it back. Throws it back in front. Harkins with a chance. Wall down. Rebound. Backhanded wide by Svechnikov. Harkins plays it back. Dillon looks across to Pionk, fresh off the bench. Pionk plays that back in front for Svechnikov. Knocked away, and Engvall to the line, but not out. Bouncing puck. Loose at the side of the goal, picked up by Brody. Inside 7.5 to go here in the third period. Chipped out by Matthews. In comes Bunting to Austin Matthews. That bounced away. Pionk with it. Ehlers works in. Nikolai Ehlers for Kopp, loose in front, shoots. Wall makes the save, and he'll hang on. 6-3 the score, 7:06 to go in the third period of Molson Canadian Leafs hockey on TSN. And we look at Mark Scheifele, the 28-year-old from Kitchener, who was the first ever player drafted by the Jets after they relocated from Atlanta. Scheifele played for the Barrie Colts in the Ontario Hockey League, and the presence of the great former Winnipeg Jet Dale Hawerchuk very much felt. Hawerchuk was Scheifele's coach in Barrie. Had a lot to do with his development, and Scheifele has often talked about the role that Dale Hawerchuk played in his career and so many others. Dubois. Ehlers a quick shot. Wall knocks that away. Here's Liljegren back with it for Ritchie. Drops it back to Matthews, who plays it in. Matthews reaching for it. Hawerchuk, Hall of Fame player, so great for Winnipeg Jets teams in the 1980s that might have been the third best in the league, but the first two were also in their division in Edmonton and Calgary. Toninato, or Ehlers runner drops that back for Scheifele. That pass misfired. And Riley for Ritchie. Dillon sends it back in. Riley across to Nylander. Up to Brody. And behind the play, Kyle Clifford and Brendan Dillon are into it. Two big characters here. These battles go back to the San Jose LA days.
Toronto 43, Winnipeg number 5, 5 minutes each for fighting.
Now Paul Maurice wants to talk to Brad Meyer. You can see down in the bottom of the screen the The guys have already got their gloves off, and
Maurice, of course, former coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of his stops in his 24-year coaching career. He's 4th all-time in games coached. So 6 to go here in the 3rd period. Brodie goes back. Muzzin works it free to Kerfoot. Up at it, Tavares. Rink wide for Nylander. For Brodie driving the middle. Now Nylander back with it. William Nylander. Crisscrossing with Muzzin. Now Muzzin moves in and shoots. Hellebuck save. Rebound. Kerfoot tapped it wide. Picked up by Tavares. Throws up through the middle. Picked off by Wheeler. Up ahead for Connor. And Kyle Connor gets in behind Brodie. Connor with a look. For Logan Stanley, who's jumped up. Now Connor holds the line. Down to Scheifele. Scheifele drops it off to Morrissey. Josh Morrissey. To Stanley from a sharp angle. Wall got a piece of that and knocked it wide. And now Nylander makes it free and works it back as both teams will change. Toronto home to Columbus on Tuesday night. And then the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning on Thursday. We'll have both games for you on TSN 4. Kasha has it taken away by Schmidt. I'm looking forward to you buying me a couple of dinners in Toronto. This will be good.
why would that happen?
Excellent point by you. Riley shoots. Hellebuck save. Rebound. Loose in front. Kasha diving for it. Can't get a shot away.
One's pushing your luck.
Well, maybe you bring your wallet this trip.
Oh, no.
In comes Kasha. Winds and shoots, and Hellebuck knocks that away. Ritchie stepped into Lowry there. And now Hall back with it. Riley up to Ritchie. That pass goes off his skate, picked up by Hall. And Matthews tries to chip that down to the Jet zone. Ritchie gets there first to negate the ice and then skated through the stick of Hellebuck. And Bunting stepped into Toninato. Now gives him a cross check. Ritchie bumping there with Harkins, and the puck moves at center ice for Liljegren. 3:45 to go in the third period. Ritchie sends it down on what's been a long but good sports day here in Winnipeg. The Blue Bombers advancing to next week's Grey Cup. Going over their arch rivals from Saskatchewan. Now the Jets with the lead on Toronto. Toninato centers it. Svechnikov drops it back, and Harkins put that wide. Not exactly what Toronto sports fans had in mind today. Another scrap here. Bunting's into it with Harkins.
Different weight class than Clifford and Dillon.
Yes.
You'll probably end up with a couple of roughing penalties here.
3:16 to go in the third. This game's grown some teeth.
Brought to you by Molson Canadian. Our beer, hockey's beer.
So Paul Maurice was not happy about the Clifford fight.
So first he's arguing with Brad Meyer. And once he gets a fill of him, now he's going to turn to the Leaf bench. Not happy there. I think there's a few guys that could use a couple of those Molson Canadians after the game. Gonna have to take the edge off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, Keith and Maurice were eyeing each other up a little bit. It was a bit of a stare down in the second period.
Maurice is not taking a deep breath yet.
And Brad Meyer has said enough. Brad Meyer just gave him the washout, like, okay, that's it.
Everybody gets their say, and now we're done.
Is that your arguing from distance rule again?
It may be, or they're just tired of all of it.
Matthews drops it back to Riley, feeds it across, and Spezza unloads, saved by Hellebuck. We did see Rod Brindamore get fined for that. Time now for the X Factor Performer of the Game, brought to you by EA Sports, NHL 22.
Dubois with the power play goal early in the first period in Blake Wheeler's 1,000th game. And then he gets all tangled up here with Matthews. This was 2 minutes for roughing for both of them. And a 6-3 Winnipeg lead. The Leafs on the power play out of that last scrum.
Spezza drops it back to Nylander. Here's Tavares on it. Tries to center it and picked up by Lowry, who pokes it by Riley. We did see Rod Brind'Amour get fined for yelling at the officials during a game against Washington for Carolina. The officials didn't give him a penalty, but the league saw it and fined him.
Brind'Amour wasn't too thrilled with that. He kind of doubled down on it the next day.
And then surrendered. Here's Muzzin back with it. Kind of wish these guys had played each other 10 times. Although there's got to be a number in the middle somewhere that works. There's Ritchie, a backhand shot. Rebound, Kase. And Hellebuyck's got that.
Kase, who scored that below the goal line shot that made the game 5-3 late in the second. It felt like the Jets were on wobbly wheels at that time and had a chance on the rebound there as well. He's become an important player, a relied upon player here for Sheldon Keefe. We've seen him through this season become more and more impactful as the games have gone on, as he's gotten to play a little bit more, just has played so very little the last couple of years.
Muzzin drops it back to Engvall on the power play. Kase back across to Engvall to Kerfoot. Kerfoot brings it around to Ritchie. To Muzzin. Muzzin back to Engvall. Shoots, and Hellebuyck makes the stop through the Ritchie screen.
So a tough back-to-back for the Leafs. They lose that emotional, intense game in Minnesota last night, coming back from a 3-0 deficit to lose in the shootout. Wayne Simmons is out after his misconduct has expired. Some sloppy play for the Leafs cost them tonight, I would say, Gord. Just not sharp enough, although they got themselves back into it for a moment. But the 4 goals in the second period came in a stretch where they gave up 2-on-1 after 2-on-1, 4 of them in the first 10 minutes of that second period.
So the Leafs' road winning streak ended last night. Their road point streak will end at 8 tonight.
So the concern becomes Rasmus Sandin.
Right.
Who has become the regular in that bottom pair for them.
In comes Ehlers now. Ehlers shoots. Wall makes the stop on him. Final minute now, the third period. Toninato plays it down. There's Liljegren on it. Swings that back to Muzzin. Spezza up ahead to Camp. He's got Simmons with him. And Simmons goes in on Morrissey. He got picked off on the way by Stanley. Now Morrissey and Simmons are into it. And now Stanley wants a piece of Simmons, so he comes flying in.
Stanley's going to jump in there because he doesn't want Morrissey to have to try and deal with Wayne Simmons.
And Stanley kind of whipping up the crowd here a little bit. So he and Simmons will go to their respective dressing rooms. And now there's more jawing between the benches.
Now in the management of the game, when Wayne Simmons took a minor and a misconduct earlier on, that's all they can give him. If it's later in the game, they can spread those misconducts out, so you take the guys that might cause the most havoc and eliminate them. But Simmons had served his 2 and his 10. He comes back in and gets engaged with Morrissey, and Stanley's got to jump in because you can't let Josh Morrissey try to handle Wayne Simmons. That's not going to turn out very well. Now it's time the officials are going to try and get this one, nurse it to the end of the night. So all the players from that previous scrum have headed back to their benches. Bunting, Clifford, Dillon.
So the end result of all that is an extra penalty to Wayne Simmons, which Tavares will once again serve. He served 2 Simmons penalties here in the third period. Winnipeg is 3 for 4 on the power play tonight.
The penalties to Toronto number 24, Wayne Simmons, 4 minutes for roughing.
So a double minor to Simmons for roughing. There's Schmidt a long shot, tunnel out of 2 whacks at it, and Wall has it.
The Jets throw 14 goals on the board here this weekend. Erases a lot of the bad feelings of a 1-5-1 stretch where they scored just 9 times. The Leafs have after a long trip out west, they come back and play a terrific game at home, yet an emotional loss in Minnesota. They might be a little out of gas here. They'll get home tonight late, rest, and head up for Columbus and Tampa this week.
So the Jets win it 6-3 in Blake Wheeler's 1,000th NHL game. Connor Hellebuyck gets the victory, and Joseph Woll takes his first loss as an NHL goaltender. The Leafs lose the game and lose Rasmus Sandin, so that'll be some of the questions that need to be answered after this one.
No, it can't go perfect all the time, and a 15-2-2 stretch now for the Leafs as the Jets celebrate in front of Connor Hellebuyck, and Blake Wheeler goes home a winner in game 1,000.
With a couple of assists, and here are tonight's Molson 3 stars from this Winnipeg Jets victory. Star number 1 is Wheeler with those 2 assists. Kyle Connor, a goal and assist, is star number 2, and Austin Matthews runs his goal streak to 6 with a goal and 3 shots tonight. Next stop for us on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey, Tuesday night in Toronto as the Columbus Blue Jackets are in to visit. We'll have it for you on TSN4 in the Leafs region. Coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern. For Ray Ferraro, Ryan Rishaug, all of us at TSN, I'm Gordon Miller. Thanks for tuning in to Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey. Now stand by for Sports Center with Jermaine Franklin and Mark Rowe.